Alright. We should be live. And we just have gotten pairings for OKORINA 5, which is a custom format tournament where everybody actually plays as an ID or a unique connection resource. So here we have a list of different IDs that you can pick. A couple of ones that people probably have seen, stuff like Class Act, and every ID also has a different size of influence and minimum deck size and different subtypes and different rulings. I think we have 6 rounds in the tournament, single-sided Swiss, with a couple of interesting ideas. Ideas already presented, stuff like Divested Trust, probably doing some glacier type of gameplay. Salvo testing being one really interesting, like scary looking thing, like getting that core damage out online turn 1. Also stuff like AR enhanced security probably going to be really good for the tag matchups. First round pairing should be up, and I think there are a couple of players I really want to see. Remastered edition versus, I think we can do table 1 to start. Just waiting for the game to pop up. And then I think we can do just interesting looking things and jump between. With good part about having top single-sided Swiss is that we can get to watch more different types of decks, which is really good. Couple of minutes until we should be online. Should be online at some point for all the tables, but we can look at the IDs. So Remastered Edition, Salvo testing, or 2 Remastered Editions, maybe interesting deck there. Broad Daylight, some sort of kill deck probably. ARS, Architect Deployment Test, interesting. Second Divested Trust and AR Enhanced Security. On runner's side we also see the artist and one artist, which is I think probably the best like reg ID in the game. The nihilists probably doing something mulch like, I think. Dr. Nuka just straight gas out the game to start the game with. Trickster Taka, I think Taka was giving 17 influence if I don't remember incorrectly, and just Class Act. Class Act be just complete gas at the start. And I think oops, I think my that Smurf name is completely unusable now, but what can you do? So yeah, just this when scored ability is not being functional currently on JNet. So you have to score it and just keep it in your score area with just 2 tokens less. And just 2 points less. So Master Edition, I'm not completely sure what this deck will do. Will be really interesting to see if we have something that tries to score out some really nasty agenda again, or is it going to be something a bit more reg versus I think I can zoom back in somewhat. Versus as a pawn shop, which first time each turn you can start like you can trash one thing to get 3 credits. that will add up during the game probably. Like you can set up your whole deck to build around your one engine piece. So, like typically, sometimes this ace-up deck struggle really heavily if you don't draw ace-ups too early. So install ice, just starting off raw. Some maybe Rashida being pushed out could be also an agenda. I think you can probably like threaten out agendas pretty more heavily with this deck. Warlock starting with draw. Oh, and Clot on the bean, so no fast advance tricks here. And next turn, Warlock probably getting that ace value out of Dr. Nuka. Just super early, super valuable. Getting that reg stuff going online. And Warlock also with the daily cast that will probably turn into more cash at some point. I am wondering if Warlock, what's the like win condition in this deck? Is it just hit deep dives, or will there be another win condition online as well? And just that popping Rashida here at the start will take some time. Nukem is taking some time and thinking about all of the things he wants to do with those 4 extra cards that he got. Yeah, also just good taking time. I think in single sandwich you have enough time to think actually through your plays without too much of time pressure with 40-minute games, I believe. And Pawn Shop taking out Dr. Nuka, yeah. Oh, refusing to use Pawn Shop currently. So Warlock really valuing those card draws here. Oh, and Caldera going out. I think Caldera is one of those tech pieces that you probably want to have in this meta where salvo testing is going to be, I think, pretty scary outright. Oh, double ice. And just advance. We will probably see an agenda push here. Nukem with those 13 crits cannot like get huge amounts of defense for that agenda here. And Warlock still just setting up, trying to find all of those pieces. But Nukem's table is kind of like remote heavy, so there is a chance that Warlock can push out a super early deep dive and just get those accesses here. But still needs one breaker and way to get through HQ ice there still. Advance. Second one. What kind of agenda will we see? Oh, just 3 advancements? Oh, maybe could be a Neurospike deck maybe? Just 3 advancements on table. Warlock staying bit safe for Neurospike with the Stoneship Chart Room. So Nukem has to have more cards in hand, so actually has to draw up. Oh, and really early Conduit coming down, just going to town on the R&D, just farming all of it. And will we get one more access on R&D, or will Warlock stay around and play it safe? Yeah, just going back in there, not respecting stuff like a Behold or anything that gives stacks on the run. Seamless launch? Is this a kill already? Can it be? Oh no! Oh no! Stoneship shaves 1. Oh, and double Neurospike! just has it on turn. What turn is this? Turn 5 just has it all. Combos through everything, through 1 Stoneship Chart Room, through 5 cards. Nothing matters, just taking Warlock out. I don't think there's too much you can do there. And super scary eyes rest on the table. With wraparound, you're not getting in there for too cheap. It's starting out with a bang. Not even needing the remastered edition. Look, Nukem just playing this completely unfazed with basically blank ID. I think we can jump into another game here. We should have maybe Sauce playing the salvo testing. Where's Beatrice? So I'll try to jump in that game. Alright, so Jinjo? Just not letting anything through HQ. So HQ is completely locked down currently. Double value, huge value out of the not respecting the spin doctor, just going after server 3. And we already see 1 core damage with the... Oh no, is this the spin doctor? Yeah, spin doctor shuffling back. And second spin doctor racing out. I think, oh no. Missing all of the value. But not... Sauce not getting the Jinja hit at least. So some... Oh, there's the Jinja hit. Yeah, turned up calling that bluff out there on server 3, but I think Sauce is probably not going to set up any sort of remote server this game. I think this looks super heavy, fast advanced style of deck, where you just camp out your central servers and shuffle everything else back in and score out what you can. Shader Adaptive Barrier also getting installed. Getting that 1+ strength for every ice protecting server, so currently +6. I think one more ice and slap bundle does nothing to that ice, so Shader is going to be pretty heavily protecting that server here. And icing up R&D, these 2 towers here, just everything protected. You can get through archives, but I don't think Tyranda's deck is going to exploit that super well, with Beatrice being just getting those extra access on from R&D out of HQ, so not currently doing anything. And Sauce probably just wanting to sit back, establish defenses on central servers, try to find those ways to score out 1 more normal point, and then you can churn out those ontologicals as 2 2-pointers. Or maybe there might be some sort of kill deck here, or kill fork, but not completely sure. And we see Artist installed, one of the possible IDs, but Tyranta choosing to take the pressure that you can get with Beatrice out of the gate. And that probably is another Jinja on R&D. Just focusing on both central servers, like Jinja allows you to build these super well defended central servers with little investment. And what is that? Oh, Daredevil. First time I actually see this installed. I never understood how are you supposed to sit in that chair. Is it like race bike or something? But yeah, Daredevil drawing 2 if you initiate run on server with 2 or more eyes. So I think both of these central servers are going to net you sizable amount of cards. But problem is, can Tyranda get that E controlling rolling that allows them to get that. Oh, bloop! Yo, that's a noise you don't want to see here. Yo, hello.
Hello.
Yeah, so we got Trunter jumping into the commentary booth as well. Have you gotten any time to look at the ideas and or possibilities that you can build in this format?
Not a whole lot. I understand the basics of the format, which is for corporations, agendas are IDs, and for runners, any connection is an ID.
I think it's not any connection. There is some sort
list?
some sort of list, but I think most of the connections that are not broken as fuck you can play as.
Mm-hmm.
I'm currently in a game with Tyrande and Sauce, watching this buck wild fast advance game against Shaper, just trying to hold on for dear life.
So this is table 2?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah. Couple of eyes installed on central servers. I don't think
just a few.
I don't think there is going to be any sort of plan to actually build a remote server here. And Sauce just clicking for credits, not taking any initiative in this game.
Sorry, Sauce is playing salvo testing?
Yeah. Like typically salvo,
I guess you just...
salvo testing biggest problem is that you actually have to score it out for your ability to turn online, but if you can start out with salvo testing, it probably is a bit better.
Mm-hmm. And then, especially with the Elvigao bifurcations being an infection 2-1, and then, of course, the ontological dependencies eventually becoming, 2-2 agendas, or even 1-2 or 0-2 agendas.
Yeah, you basically have to find real tools to fast advance just 2 agendas out, and then you're kind of rolling after that. And like, I think this is one of the decks that people expected to see during this tournament. I think we saw first game with Warlock just including stuff like Caldera just to straight up take against this deck. And this ice is starting to look really nasty here. Shader adaptive barrier. Ice I have never seen ice, I don't think. But actually turning out to be a 4 mana 6 strength ice here.
Certainly, if you never need to actually develop and defend a mode, you can stick a lot of ice.
Yeah, and it actually doesn't cost you almost anything because Jinja City Grid just gives you the ice installed for so cheap.
Yeah, saves your click, saves you 4 credits. It's just so much savings if you actually don't ever need your ice anywhere else.
Yeah, totally. And like, typically I think one of the problems with these Jinja decks is that your central servers, if you build the remote super tall, your central servers are not defended at all. Or lack defenses, but if you just care about defending 2 servers, I think this is going to do wonders here.
Mm-hmm.
So I think I'm probably just trying to get those twinning accesses. Like every access you need take here has to get maximum value, I believe.
Absolutely. There's no way of running through 5 pieces of ice for a single.
Yeah, just hoping to find the one, but yeah, there is this late game economy piece here. Like, artist drips you some value every turn, and you have those prepaid voice patches that Tyrande can use to get those twinning counters. Oh, and Lamb as well.
It's not really... Okay, we see the Hippocampic mechanics coming down, so Sauce is potentially forced to actually score out and not just deal 5 core and call it a day. Not that there's much difference between the two.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see if Source has that like kill plan in here as well, with something like the distributed tracing into end of the line maybe could be an option, or is it just like stacking all of the super nasty eyes?
So I mean, I think there's just a world where there's like one more salvo testing in the list, and it just gets big dealed.
I believe in the tournament rules you cannot include the ID you're actually playing as.
Okay.
I was really hoping that you could. I was building this super nasty bacterial programming deck.
Mm-hmm.
But alas, no can do.
But I do think big deal in general like is a way to get.
Yeah, I can totally believe
the
big
last
deal is
few
an
points
option here.
scored from hand.
Yeah, just depends on. We have seen the Project Viltruvius also with the 1-2s, so I'm wondering if there is space for some 3-5 agendas in this game.
Mm-hmm.
On Slap Funnel also changing spots. Oh yeah, Magnet here to run the pre-installing the Pikachu on it. That can't feel that can't feel really good. Yeah, and no tools to get through Magnet. Not willing to pay the, what is it, 7 credits to get through with Slam?
So, in a lot of board states, the fact that Slap Vandal technically has a strength value and that its strength value is 6 doesn't really come up that much. The only giant ice that's seeing play in standard right now that's bigger than that is really like triple advanced Pharos, Pharos 3. But we're actually seeing this 7 strength semi-adaptive barrier, which can't be sub-handled.
Yeah, like the one subroutine, just one enter on there, but doesn't matter, you're not getting through there for cheap.
I mean, Cleaver would break it for what?
I think it's 7
9?
credits?
I think it's 9.
Oh yeah, 9. Oh no. Yeah, that you don't want to be breaking that. And Tiranda going after HQ with there's no ice rest here yet, but Source with 18 credits, so.
Now I'm looking at this server and I'm thinking, what if I had a tread lightly?
Oh! Tread lightly would be sick here. Oh, but Magnet all again coming for the stop.
Do you even pull anything out of this magnet? I don't think so.
You can pull something off with for the stunt, but doesn't matter too much here. And again, a 7 cost to go through. Tiranda not willing to pay that much money here. Yeah, like Lamb as a tool is really great for some things, but actually as a breaker it kinda starts to lack some of those things that Engolo, for example, has.
It's not a very efficient breaker, but if you have money, it's really good at challenging things early because you just put down Lamb and then you go.
Yeah, and you can build some really interesting combos with stuff like Begemoth and Cleaver, for example, where you actually start paying huge, like super low amount of credits to get through super annoying stuff like Drafter, for example.
Yeah, with Lemon Vegamon, it's basically going to be any ice for 3 credits.
Yeah, and Tiranda discarding the deep dive, I don't think we would ever see that go through here. Just costing way too much money. Oh, and the second core damage.
Yeah, 3rd core damage looks like 3.
Oh yeah, one came from the blue.
Testing.
Yeah.
I thought you started by scoring your starting agenda.
No, actually you don't score it. It's just you start as the agenda, so you don't get the value out of salvo testing, which probably is for the best, I would assume. And Daredevil actually getting like good amount of value here, just bouncing out from the magnet. Like Daredevil, one of those huge consoles that we don't really see often. And Bahayaban's just getting more draw.
More draw. The cheap install is nice. Like, still a credit you save there.
Yeah,
and it's free from the prepaids.
Yeah, just getting those twinning counters here, so you can get. You probably can get like 1 or 2 access on R&D. Or
so actually, there is. And I don't know how the influence is looking here, but I'm noticing there's not a lot of influence being used yet. We're looking at archives. There's pinholes. Those don't really cost much.
Yeah, we have just seen like a couple of influence here.
But there is a really strong run event twinning synergy, which bypasses all of this ice and could end the game in one run event.
Yeah, you mean divide and conquer?
Divide and conquer.
Yeah, I would lose my. I would pop off huge here if we saw that, but.
Divide and conquer, seeing 3 from HQ and 3 from R&D by running this archives would be.
Yeah, I think Netrunner just probably wins the game after that.
I think it's a moral victory, if nothing else.
Yeah, totally. And Lamb actually paying the 7 to get through the magnet. Can't feel good. Netrunner probably has not just. I hope Netrunner is not getting unlucky and not just finding a code gate breaker here. And we see wave. First time I see this rest without trying to do something toxic like with Loki Egg. And just getting a free wave.
Well, it's actually a more expensive Echo, because by revealing it and adding it to HQ, you don't actually draw it, which means these Jinja City grids.
Oh, totally, yeah. Jinja actually doesn't trigger from this, don't think.
So instead of being a 2-cost Echo with a free install off the Jinja, this will now be a 7-cost Echo.
Oh, and the worst ice possible on the bottom of the table here. Yeah, MIC is the last thing you want to see here.
I think Tyrande really should be just looking for a decoder right now.
Yeah, I would assume so. I'm not sure. Oh, second Lamb discarded. And it might be some interesting brew without a decoder, maybe with Cordyceps also. Oh, yeah, Cordyceps is the Tau ability in a card.
Well, it's on successful runs, but yet the swap.
Yeah, totally.
I was actually looking at the Cordyceps and thinking to myself, all Cordyceps requires is a successful run on a central server. And archives, nice and easy to hit right now. And honestly...
Oh, Cordyceps would be interesting here, yeah. Cordyceps, and you switch out all of the waves on the remote.
Or the all the waves in R&D. Or all the waves on R&D.
Yeah.
And get a decoder, get a Buzzsaw, get a Hyperbaric, get a Gordian Blade.
Yeah, just get your anything that you can, you just need some access. It's going to be pretty tough here. Any way you can put it, but you just need to get some access to get lucky here.
But I think with Cordyceps, it's very plausible to make one of these servers cost only 5 to get into, which is not bad for 5 ice, honestly. Hard to do much better.
Oh, but there it is. Just getting those ontologicals before Netrunner actually can set up too bad and get into those central servers here. Yeah, early Elevgar then finding Jinjas to just make central servers miserable to run through.
Yeah.
And I think there is a reason that people were expecting salvo testing.
Mm-hmm.
I wonder if there's game still going on. Doesn't look. Table 5 is probably finished. Table 2 just finished. And is anybody playing on the normal tournament side? I don't think so. So I think round 1 should be finishing up pretty soon after this. Alright, round 1 already over. Yeah, single-sided Swiss being just so much faster round times here. And do we have results for round 1 already?
Yeah, we do.
Yeah, so looks like 3 for Corporation and 2 points for Runner side, with Trickster, Taka and Class Act being the only couple of IDs that can take down the, I think, Corp favored metagame here.
I'm sort of excited to see. I wonder if there's like a Trickster Taka stealth list, right? Because stealth is Taka's one of the few sources of recurring stealth credits left.
Yeah, or it could be stealth, or it might be just like pure value because you drip for a credit each turn, and you get 17 influence with Trickster Taka, so it could be anything. Do you have any interesting ideas you want to look at here? I think I would love to see one of the nil-hit decks here.
Yeah, we can go see some noise action.
Yeah, so if you can ask Table 1 if they want to be on stream.
Sure, 1 second. While I try and find Table 1. So you would have 2 Table 5s.
I think the table... I think the lower Table 5 is the last rounds.
Yep.
Yeah, Table 1 being set up right now. And like AR-15 enhanced security is also one of those ideas that I think people were expecting a huge amount of. Just another hugely powerful ability to start the game with. One other thing I thought would be more popular, but actually nobody's ended up playing, was Stegadon. Stegadon that is an option here, but it has only 3 influence, so
you can't get the Formicaries. Well, you can get one of the Formicaries. I think there are 2.
Yeah, I believe you can get 1 Formicary, and then you just have to
and 1 Spin Doctor.
The best influence that you can spend. Also, but I think the more popular thing is probably going to be using stuff like Ablative Barrier with your ID ability.
One thing I've been thinking about is doing a tag-based Stegodon list with ping.
Oh, that sounds really interesting. And actually, how much influence was ping?
I can't remember, but it's pretty cheap. Yeah, ping is 2.
Yeah, just 2 influence, so you can get 1 ping ping in this deck. Yeah, like the 3 influence is hugely debilitating, for like your deck building process, I think. Are players down for being on stream?
Waiting for responses.
Yep.
All right, we're clear to stream on table 1.
All right. So my like first assumption when I say that like the nihilist being played is that it's going to be some sort of like mulch list where you try to get that value out, but it's going to be interesting to be seen here.
I believe, yeah, this is Area Security versus Nihilist. You know what? How's the Nihilist for it? This could be a really unfortunate matchup.
Oh, that might be yeah, totally horrible. Just take that 1 meal and just get a tag for your trouble.
Luckily, the Nihilist instructs the Corp to trash the top card of R&D. So
it's actually playable, the matchup.
So this matchup could be playable and not deeply, deeply unfortunate.
Yeah, actually, like getting that, like sabotage plan could be really good here against like against us like asset spam deck, where you have to get those assets at some point, and the games do drag on quite a bit sometimes.
Yeah. Also, this is like running sabotage. If this is a very asset spammy list, like HQ is probably going to be pretty open for Chuchushkas.
Yeah, could totally be just hammering central servers down the ground with all and I wonder what kind of viruses we will see played, but just starting out with a triple install, I think this is too similar to the current standard pool.
Yep.
And I believe Nihilist might be bugged, so you have to use it as a card on the table instead of actually replacing your ID. Yeah, the OKORINA format is kinda like
very rigged, certainly.
Yeah, you have to do some stuff kinda out of order. Stuff like actually you have to score out when scored agendas. They don't trigger at the like when you swap to them, but it does work, which is really nice. Getting this like really interesting formats here.
Yeah.
And going after R&D. Oh, getting Time Bomb installed?
Free Time Bomb?
Yeah, I think this is going to be some sort of like sabotage list. And actually a really cool combo with Bahia Bands allowing you to install Time Bomb because the run has already been declared successful there. Yeah, one of those things you might only see in this kind of really different formats where you try to build really interesting stuff and not your typical just value-based runner. And they are just spamming assets on table, getting Regolith value out also. And even like normally you can kind of want to get those Regoliths down to 6 or 3 credits on your turn, but you actually can leave it on 9 because it's such a huge tempo hit for the runner to go after it here.
Right, with the air enhanced security.
Yeah, just like
you just leave these assets out here and go, come trash them if you want.
Yeah, I think way you deal with RS here is just getting something like Miss Bones on table, getting enough credits, and clearing 3 things in
Get
one
money
turn.
out, clear everything at once.
Yeah, but Katzen just doesn't have enough credits here to do that.
So we actually haven't seen a single virus yet. There's a cookbook coming down, so I
assume there's going to be virus at some point, but not yet.
So actually, one thing that occurs to me is if Deer is on a pure no ice list, right? It's impossible to play botchless.
Oh, that's true actually. I would assume there's at least some ice, but it's of course Deer just maybe doesn't want to install ice here because you assume there's going to be botulus and your 3 ice don't really do anything.
It's also impossible to play Tranquilizer, and there's a couple of other virus ice, but I'm not sure how much I'm expecting to see Chisel and Tranquilizer.
Yeah, I would assume it's typically not just botulus and stuff like Fermentor. Maybe stuff like Yusuf could be interesting here.
Yeah, Yusuf,
yeah.
Musasi.
Yeah, is Saucy actually a virus? I don't.
Musasi, yeah.
Yeah, sometimes it's
the
really hard to call with those Trojans because not all Trojan are like virus cards.
when I'm talking about the killer equivalent to Yusuf.
Oh yeah, Musashi, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's only reason I know that card exists is because I have it as my Windows background. One of those cards that the art is really, really good, but the card actually does not do too much.
Okay, Deer does like to put down some ice, turn on potential botuli.
Yeah, and this looks like a typical asset spam list here. Like, if you just block out the HQ here and tell me this is R+, I can believe you totally.
In AR enhanced security. Although I think the daily business show is a little bit different. I think I've mostly been seeing R+ on federal fundraising as the...
Yeah, the way to actually tutor out. Oh, and Augustina. Getting that... I think that's going to be triple or double sabotage at some point. And Audrey probably is really nice here, allowing to contest everything.
We are, in fact, seeing both daily business show and federal fundraising for even more control over the top of R&D.
Yeah, the instant way to actually get a game loss in offline play. Managing all of these triggers in online is already really difficult, so... So allowing you to actually sort out top 3 cards and then put some cards out of those on bottom of R&D. Oh, and Regulus getting those 3 credits out of that. So they're floating just like 25 credits, which is probably enough for the rest of the game and maybe for the next game as well.
We've seen Deer click through an entire Regolith, most of a second Regolith. What are they going to use all this money for? Because this is a lot of money.
Yeah, raising some ice will actually start to cost you at some point, but...
Yeah, you're not getting the R+ refund on your Funhouse and on your ping and on your VSA.
Yeah, it starts to cost at some point, but I think, like, usually we see Regulus more out of the nearest hub deck, where it's easier to get on table and maybe you have like SIU fork in there, but I don't think DR probably has the influence to do anything like that with the RS taking so much influence.
And I mean, I'm not expecting this list to be running any really big ice. I'm not expecting to see Hydra.
Yeah, I think biggest we will see is maybe Mesni Chestbow.
Message Chestbow. I can see a Message Chestbow in here.
Or maybe Starlit Knight could be an option. So
yeah, Starlit Knight.
That's already 15 credits, so. Then we already have seen a sizable amount of those sabotage triggers coming down, so. But Spin Doctor on table actually protecting the top R&D quite heavily.
As well as archives, we've got 6 face down cards in archives currently.
Yeah.
Of which 2 are now going back.
I would assume there's going to be at least like Bellona or something there. And also you set up your top of the deck with a Federal Fundraising sometimes, so you shuffle before you draw, so you don't actually have to see that card ever again. But Gatsons has already set up quite a nice table here, and is starting to get those like consistent sabotage triggers here. So basically DR is on a 15 turn clock here with all of those sabotages. Oh, and the second Spin Doctor coming down already.
And Audrey is probably enough breaking power for the game. I'm not expecting any especially large or taxing ice.
Yeah, I would assume so. You probably don't. If you have to go through Mesni Chestbow multiple times, you might want something else, because Audrey actually has to pay 2 cards out of hand to do that. But
Although if there's like an ice carver in the list, I find that 4-3 is actually a pretty relevant breakpoint on a lot of things right now.
Could also be Leech, because that synergizes with your rest of your deck.
Yeah, Leech also gives you a virus. And like an Audrey Leech break would be solid.
Yeah, that would sound reasonable if you combine that especially with something like an upgrade, where you actually can get those triggers, those virus counters pretty easily. And will Server 5 install looks like there is going to be some sort of agenda push. It's going to be interesting to see if Gachin actually goes after that server with the Audrey.
This looks a little broke to me. There's a fermenter with 3 virus counters, which isn't... Okay, it's interesting. She's got HQ.
Yeah. It's reasonable ice here, because Audrey actually allows you to get through here with just 1 token.
But there is a potential, if DR is on like the SIU fork or something, there's a giant credit differential.
Yeah, I'm just wondering if the SIU fork actually does anything to you, because all of your kill combo takes so much influence out of your deck, basically. Like Reaper functions and End of the Lines cost huge amounts of influence that you don't really have, because you already pay 6 to get those Wage Workers in. And Wage Worker in this asset decks is so important that you probably don't leave the house without it.
True, I mean, I haven't really examined the influence spends of the OKORINA identities.
Yeah, I think it's all of the really nasty ones that you think, how is this allowed? This looks completely busted. They have the influence actually starts to look pretty scary.
But we are seeing Public Trail, so...
Yeah, goodbye to your Fermenter and Audrey, just setting Gachin up so much back.
And then trash the cookbook. But this does give Gatson like 2 more viruses to install.
Oh yeah, that's actually true. But I think DR is happy with that because of the economic like warfare here. The Poemo is on 3 credits, so you can get everything down for free, but it will still take some time, and Other option is to wait for it, like if Gatsen installs an OKORI, which typically costs very much to get on table in this kind of mulch-like decks.
Although we haven't seen any of the strike funds, we haven't seen any steel skins, we haven't seen moshing or the price.
And we have seen stuff like time bomb and different sabotage effects, so it's interesting to see how similar this deck actually is to something like mulch or the like Lu deck that tries to do the same idea. And there is floating that 21 credits, so it's just going to be maybe pretty hard to actually score out here, because Gatsen can contest like servers pretty easily. Oh, but yeah, just getting 2-point Beal here. Exchanging something new into the remote server. Could be a second agenda push, like windmilling those agendas through there. Yeah, like utilizing this opportunity when Gatsen doesn't actually have any tools to get in there, and doesn't actually have enough credits to actually challenge too many things. And I think server 5 upgrade might be something like Amaze Amusements, which, if you have to deal with that repeatedly, it's going to be pretty annoying.
Yes, there is a steel skin. We're seeing it here.
Yeah, actually choosing to pay for the steel skin and get one extra draw instead of doing something like installing the order and just using the order to get it clicklessly. Yeah, Gatsen probably just trying to draw through the stack at a reasonable space here. I don't think like 1 click and 1 credit is too much of a tempo loss here. Oh, Rashida is huge here. So much tempo in a single card. Like one of the problems I thought in like Deer's table here is that Deer actually doesn't have too many threats to push out here with just having 1 card in hand.
Yeah, I was considering last turn if Deer could have considered just draw, wage workers draw.
Yeah, but with agenda sitting on table, I think that you often get pretty scared about the situation if runner finds that when you leave it on the table for too long. Yeah, now the situation looking even better for Deer, having those 5 cards in hand, threat in server 5 probably, and like everything you want on table almost. Only thing you're kind of missing is something like Amani Senai, which the deck maybe could have.
Absolutely could have. It's not running. It doesn't cost any influence. Whether it does, I don't know, but there's certainly
this deck looks
preventing it.
Quite similar to different decks that we have seen with, but actually R&D just having 13 cards left in the deck on turn 9 with that consistent sabotage trigger here. And what do we see out of here? My virus here could be game ruining. Oh, no agendas yet, with Spin Doctor getting used. But we see some kind of off meta includes. Typically, I don't think we see stuff like market forces in this kind of assets.
Yeah, we're also seeing some like bigger ice. Like there's a toll booth hanging out.
Oh yeah, totally.
There's an 2P.
Toll booth, Suns and City Grid. Actually, seamless launch as well. I wonder what the influence split actually is, because you have 8 influence. You could have 3 wage workers and a seamless, or 2 seamless and 2 wage workers. Like both seem really reasonable here, I think.
And this combination of Sansan and wage workers like opens up the possibility for a never advanced Bologna.
Oh yeah, totally. which we actually could see here.
Yep.
Yeah, just getting those 3 points here without no... You cannot read that as the runner, you just cannot interact with it at all. And Gotsen needs to really put the gas pedal down to find those couple of last points out of the game.
Gotson's in a lot of danger here because there's a sand.
Yeah,
and we know that Deer has Beals.
Yeah, you probably have to get that sun down somehow.
Or snipe the Beals from HQ.
Yeah, that is an option. And Tranquilizer coming down. Getting that Nilhes trigger.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, getting basically 3 sabotage of 1 card. And yeah, more as well, just coming down. But like the likelihood that Deer doesn't find the last Beal is kind of low here, because you have Daily Business Show plus Federal Fundraising. Yeah, you have so many tools to actually find the agenda here.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, even if Gotsen successfully sniped 1 with the Maul trigger, there's still 1 more somewhere.
And there we see... yeah, there it is. Oh, but you might have Clot here? No, not here. Yeah, probably not missing SMC or anything. Yeah. Yeah, like Gatson getting set back a bit too much with all of the tags at some point of the game, and the engine taking some time to set up to actually do anything. But R&D, like 10 cards left in R&D, so it might have been scary if Deer couldn't push out the Bellona here.
Yeah, if the Bellona didn't get scored, I think Deer starts to get very tight on time to actually score everything.
Yeah, and then like R&D access turn into huge value at some point. Alright, I wonder what other games we have still left. We have table 2 would be Divested Trust into Dr. Nuka, which could be interesting. If you want to jump in that game, then ask if we can join.
Yeah, 1 second. I'm seeing table 2 has already reported.
Oh, really? So table 4 would be the last
4
one
is
remaining?
the only table remaining. And table 4 is also over.
Alright, so yeah, this single-side Swiss round finishing too fast for me. I cannot keep up with this fast gameplay here. Yeah, so Silent Arbiter taking Sauce down.
And that was another win for AR Enhanced.
Oh yeah, I think AR Enhanced is going to be one of the scary decks in this format. Also, there is a couple of interesting include stuff like Broad Daylight and Architect Deployment Test, which sound really like... Those are not the agendas I would expect, really. Like Broad Daylight being one click deal 2 damage at any point in the game, but you start with bad publicity, I think, for the start already, so you really need to be controlling the pace of the game with that. And Architect Deployment Test, probably trying to get some eyes on table really early, so you have to be really fast with that as well. So I think we should be pairing up the next round at some point. Yeah, we have points for all games already. So if we look at the standings, it's not yet updated, but I think Deer is on 2 wins already.
Deer's undefeated.
Yeah, Silent Arbiter is undefeated.
And yeah, Silent Arbiter are undefeated.
Yeah, and then I think Source might be as well. No, Source lost to Silent Arbiter, so...
That's less than Silent Arbiter.
Yeah, so DR and Silent Arbiter are only undefeated players.
Yep, so they are, of course, our next table 1. And we'll be playing Divested Trust versus the Class Act.
Yeah, other table, we also could see the Architect deployment test that we haven't seen yet, but I think we will probably see Augustus later in the tournament already. So...
Well, I think you don't need to spectate Server 1 because they're going to continue into the tournament indefinitely because they're currently in first.
Yeah. And I think it's just 6 rounds. Just 6 rounds without a top cut, so...
Other
option is also like table 3 with Broad Daylight that we...
I think
that's an interesting deck. But...
Broad Daylight versus the Nihilist. We just saw Gathan on stream.
Oh yeah, true. Table 5?
We just saw Gathan's Nihilist on stream is more so.
Yeah. I'm fine with everything you can pick.
Actually, let's just go ask table 1.
Yep.
Honestly.
Sounds reasonable.
Alright, we're going to stream on table 1.
Alright. So Class Act, kind of just like Andromeda, that stays on table.
It's Andromeda.
For every game, rest of the game. But
it's a slightly better Andromeda because there's still the draw filtering.
Yeah, but actually, Class Act doesn't allow you to mulligan the 4 extra cards, so...
Correct.
Yeah, it's kind of interesting that in that way, but playing against Divested Trust, which I would assume is going to be some really slow Glacier type of deck, like Criminal is going to have a hard time stealing SDS drone deployment in this matchup, I believe. And I think...
Okay, so how does forfeiting HQ work?
I think you just turn it into a blank ID after that point.
Uh-huh.
That would make sense to me.
Yeah.
I think that is probably going to be a Rashida push here.
I don't mind a Rashida.
Another interesting way to play Divested Trust is actually as a rush ID, because you can stop the runner from getting that last final access, which is interesting. Yep. Because typically you have to spend time and money to actually get the Divested Trust online and actually be able to score it. But if you just start with it, you can play fast as you can and just like try to score out before your opponent can.
Yeah.
Because your opponent basically plays 9 points.
Mm-hmm. We're seeing a little bit of a like mark package coming in from Deer. Actually, we've got this info bounty, and then it was followed by Carpe Diem.
Oh yeah.
To actually identify the mark on the same turn and get the value immediately.
Yeah, one of like interesting things in cards like info bounty is that you don't generate the mark like at first, so you typically only see info bounty in just Sable decks. But really interesting include here. Yeah, Rashida getting that value at the start also.
Playing a little bit of info bounty in Steve recently.
Oh, really? Just like a slow value tool, or
slow value tool, and so I've been on. So it's a Spark of Inspiration list. So I'm running Paragon, so I don't draw my Orca and my Amina.
Oh, really? That sounds interesting.
And then also Red Team. And actually, as it turns out, like if you've got Info Bounty and Paragon, you're happy to just Red Team whatever Surfer Info Bounty picks, because netting 6 credits is like enough to pay for whatever the ice is. You get your access. And if you're just willing to like make one value run each turn, it's actually
Yeah, sounds actually pretty reasonable. And Silent Arbiter just drawing up, maybe trying to find some tools to actually get a score out here.
Possibly trying to fix some flood here. We're seeing overdraw and discard with spin installed.
That sounds really reasonable. And Silent Arbiter floating 13 credits but not actually resing R&D there. Maybe a ice that actually gets through with Kurupira as well.
Silent Arbiter could also be looking to bait the boomerang in some fashion, like force a boomerang install elsewhere, and then this Gatekeeper, for instance, could become much better.
Yeah, it always feels so annoying having to get your double boomerangs taken out by just installing them on the wrong thing. And actually getting Regulus mining license online, so... Oh yeah, just taking the boomerang out.
Money makes the world go round.
Yeah, this...
Notably, Silent Arbiter now at 17 credits, which is the perfect number for Big Deal.
Yeah, that could be a really interesting include here, but... If this might be actually like a slow deck here, just like Silent Arbiter has not yet done too much to advance its games, that just like building econ, setting up.
Certainly the Regolith makes me think that Silent Arbiter is not looking to go especially fast.
Yeah, totally.
It's a lot of money and it's pretty click intensive. So we did see Deer play the Mystic Mamie, which is sort of an echo of prepaid voice pad.
Oh yeah, totally. Just paying a couple of extra influence for it. Server 1 can't be an agenda push, right? It has to be the NGO front.
I mean, if it's something, why can't it be an agenda push?
Well, yeah, as the drone deployment makes complete sense. Getting that bounce with... Getting that divested trust back and Kurupira actually being gone for the game is going to be pretty challenging, maybe.
There was also an NGO front.
Oh, yeah.
Just in R&D and not advanced.
A punitive? Wait, does that work? Yeah, is it double?
Yeah, double punitive. Okay.
Yeah, I guess.
I guess.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah. Out of nowhere, just.
Actually, I like the divested trust in the
That's really interesting.
punitive list because you just dope them for 3, and so what it does is it gives you a second chance to fire the punitives. Because one of the issues that punitive lists have is that sometimes they just steal agenda, and you don't want to kill them right then, and then the next time they just steal agenda and they've won. So
yeah, if your opponent gets to 6 points, you basically have to discard the punitives, but it actually opens up a new server. And the Grim lists probably struggle so much into being able to steal the SDS drone deployment here. Losing your Kurupira early is going to be so hard. And I think we could jump into table 2 maybe after that.
Well, go
table
S.
2 or table 3.
All right, we're clear to stream on table whatever
Table
table
2.
I'm on. I think it's 2.
Yeah. Next diamond. Oh yeah, installing Next Diamond with Architect deployment test. So getting 10 credits of value instantly, basically.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's really...
Yeah, if you're running like Next Diamond and I don't know, Tier or
yeah, probably Tier as well.
something.
And you probably have Bran and MIC maybe, as like you basically get 6 credits of value at the start of a game.
Yep.
And can just like push out on server 2 really fast.
And I mean, the other thing, right, is that I think, like, Next Diamond certainly has the problem where it's really, really expensive and kind of not amazing into botchless, but
yeah, then
it's a really painful face check if you don't have an answer for it.
Yeah, if you don't have any answers, I don't think you can challenge server 2 then super easily, like for at the start of the game at all.
Mm-hmm. And what killers break Next Diamond like at all reasonably?
I think you can do like Carmen and Ice Carver for 5. But
Orca does it for 4.
Or yeah, then you pay a breaker that costs the same amount as Next Diamond.
Yeah, exactly.
Other option is to play something like Double Turbine Echelon. Oh, and we already see a Project Viltruvius gone out with a counter, so even this could be the Ikova score here.
Yep. Yeah, like Turbine with Echelon could get there, but that's not like you're not challenging that in the first
yeah, you have to
5 turns, right?
Yeah, and I think Augustus is probably scoring out already in that time you find your first Turbine. Oh, we see Loem. So maybe challenging the server 1 here, server 2 here.
Maybe, but there's still a second piece of ice and 19 credits.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I think there is going to be some defensive upgrades there, so...
Anything?
No, just choosing to go after HQ here.
I was going to say, imagine if this is, say, a tier res.
Oh, that would be quite horrible.
7 strength entry, like either you break it for 9 and are broke, or you face check a tier and
Actually, I think you do break tier for 7 here.
Oh, sorry, 7. Yeah.
Yeah, Lamb actually being quite a good breaker for tier.
Sure.
Yeah, but
like it's still like break it for 7 and go broke, or
yeah, you don't want to sit there here, especially. Oh, is this game? Oh, not game yet.
Nope. Off-world. More money.
Yeah, just scoring out, making every install on server 2 basically be guess for game currently. And Tiranda going down to 3 credits. It's going to be hard to bounce back here. Getting Simulchip online. And that looks pretty heavily like game there.
Yeah, that looks like game in the remote, but I have no clue how Tyrande challenges it.
I don't think Tyrande can. I think it's going to be something like run R&D, maybe run Spin Doctor, run back R&D. Or anything that you can like get any amount of access, but even then it's going to be quite challenging. This is going to be 2 access, but it's not going to be enough here.
It could just be MIC'd.
Oh, totally, yeah. Pay 5 to get MIC'd. But even then it doesn't really matter here, because you can just steal 4 points for maximum here.
There could be 2 sent messages as part of the like we're gonna res big ice for free package.
Yeah,
but
could be. But I still assume it's going to be Ikova.
Yeah, and that's still not 7. That's just 6.
It's just 6 points. Yeah, of course. Yeah, but Augustus just scoring out the next diamond, just creating a huge wall at the start.
Mm-hmm.
And Tyrande not being fast enough to be able to find anything to how to deal with that huge piece of ice there. So, are there any other games still going on? If we go down to list for table 3.
I can go ask table 3. 1 second. All right, we're good to stream on table 3.
All right. And looks surprisingly like a normal board state, with only interesting thing being like Formicarian archives here. And looks like some really heinous asset spam type of thing with hostile architecture, stuff like urban renewal. Oh, actually, urban renewal into the broad daylight is actually a kill right there. And this might be a kill as well. If we just see one more credit, I think it could be like click for a credit, end of the line, and use the ID ability.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wonder if Gutson has like imp or anything that could be maybe saving here. I don't see anything like that. Yeah, runner's ID is the Nihilist, but Nihilist actually is not implemented at all for OKORINA, so you have to use it as the normal card that's installed instead of getting it as your ID ability. I think this probably is game right here. You got some clearing 3 tags, but I don't think it's going to be enough.
I mean, maybe if there's a kill package, potentially.
It could be that there might be Steelskin in hand, which saves Gutsen. That would be reasonable, I think.
Mm-hmm.
And undoing that click, maybe doing something else instead. Use Paladin. You got them probably thinking about all of the outs here. Maybe installing something from Poemo.
Yeah.
I do wonder what...
With...
You could have something like Jargon of Mercs that would be installed and saves you, but...
Yeah, what I was thinking is like, I was just doing the math on whether Hannah actually gets you anywhere.
Not with the last click at least, and even then...
Yeah.
Yeah, I think you need more credits to be able to get every tag cleared with that. Just installing Fermenter here makes complete sense. And Poemo going out. So is it the click for credit? Oh yeah, there it is.
Yep, end of the line.
And not having that steel skin in hand.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Very.
that's That's a super scary thing. Like, I first assumed like broad daylight doesn't actually do too much, but having 2 mid damage on command is going to be pretty scary. When it consistently can do 4 damage.
Yep, and we see it sort of being paired with the pressure from the CityWorks project, where, like, if you just install Advanced CityWorks project, if they come in to steal it, they take 4, and then they still need to find draw somewhere, otherwise they just die to the broad daylight.
Yeah, totally.
And actually, seeing the CityWorks project made me think of course, the idea we saw just last game, Divested Trust.
Oh, that sounds horrible. Take 4 damage to not get anything. Just get the threat of the table. Oh,
don't even get anything.
Sounds horrible.
And then, right, like the thing is, if they don't come steal it, you just walk it up to 5 and leave it there.
Yeah, just camp it out.
For your next CityWorks.
And I think table 4 might be still going on. Table 5 looks like it stopped.
Yeah, table 4 is possibly going. 1 second.
And if we look at the results, I think we have seen 1 runner win this round. Last round we just see 5 corporation wins, and round before that we see 3 games taken down for the corporation. So
okay, we are good to stream on table 4.
Alright. It feels like it might be a bit corp-sided meta. And Source's deck, of course, has Nightmare Archives in it.
I'm playing this is the Jinja salvo testing deck.
Yeah.
One of them, I think there are 2 salvo testings. There are 2 salvo testings this tournament.
Yeah, I think it's 2 salvo testings. I think it's one of the ideas that is kinda you don't need to do too much testing to.
Yeah, Soft and Early Mist are both on salvo testing.
Yeah, makes complete sense. And other idea like that, I think it's Ares. You basically build like standard deck there. And
get R+, change ID to AR Enhanced Security. Okay.
Yeah, and cut some influence. And look, I'm actually having some ways to deal with the deck, because you have Simulchip Clot, which doesn't allow Sauce to actually score out too well.
Yep, sort of does mean that Sauce wants to build a remote, otherwise you just
just get Clot locked for entire turn.
Well, until of course the ontologicals get down to being 1/2s or 0/2s, in which case
you actually have to score out before that already, though. You just don't get too cheaply. And that Doom rig is online.
It is very doomy, but on the other hand, like a 5 ice server is going to take at least 5 credits.
Yeah, it's not like at some point it's going to start costing something.
It's not like there's Yogg to break through all of these.
Code gets for free.
Code gets for free.
Yeah, tax, like small tax is still a tax. You're correct in that. But there is quite a value ID in like Artist allows you to get sometimes 2 credits in a turn for 2 clicks. And we also see like hippocampic mechanicides, so this you're not going to kill the runner here. But the runner is already on 2 core damage, which is interesting. I wonder where the core damage actually came from.
Well, there's one from salvo testing at the start of the game.
Oh yeah, there's also Basilar Sinning Gland.
And there's
salvo. The ID ability actually doesn't trigger at the start of the game because.
Yeah, there's 2 from the Basilar.
Yeah. Being brave enough to actually install Basilar here. I guess the
There's
deck
just
that gets a 2/2
mechanics. It's and called threat.
Yeah, I'm just wondering if the 2/2 is too valuable here, but I can totally understand it.
I don't think Battlelords in Clan just because the artist is very click intensive to use.
Yeah, totally, I can understand. Like, you want to get your extra click every time. And this could be an agenda score right here. No, not yet. And like,
I don't actually have a great read on what this card is.
I would assume it's the second Spin Doctor. Like we saw,
Doctor could be.
like in the first game where Source installed just like Spin Doctors out in the middle of nowhere, and rest of the cards are in central servers. Yeah, one Spin Doctor getting used here to shuffle 2 back in. This feels like it might turn into a game of find the ontologicals. Yeah, look, I'm just going back there for the 3 credits that it takes to actually run the server.
I think Luke should also consider trashing this Jinja.
Yeah, trashing the Jinja here is probably quite nice because it doesn't let Source to actually build the death remote too early and for too cheap. But it still costs 5 credits to kick down, so... Oh, is this a deep dive here?
Maybe.
Yeah, totally could be.
There's the Synth Clan to give the second click.
Yeah, one of the ways in like Borealis cycle to actually get double dive. And do we save the dive here? I would assume so. Maybe wondering if you click for a credit first just to get... Oh yeah. Click for the artist first just to be able to steal Eco Project, but we see one big deal which indicates that there is going to be some like 5/3 somewhere. And finding one of the ontologicals, which is going to be really nice and not allowing the Source to score out too easily.
This does also get a shuffle on R&D.
Yeah,
which potentially could have shuffled an ice to the top if Luke knew whether there was an ice on top of R&D off the R&D run.
Yeah, and Luke actually getting punished for trying to play around Eco Project with finding 2 ontologicals in the deep dive. It's kind of like trying to guess what's going to be the worst out there.
Yeah, so it's just trying to shuffle ice around and draw it again with Jinja, I think.
Yeah, totally. And so is going to 7 credits with ice starting to stack up here. Second sprint coming down.
Same sprint.
Oh yeah, undo click also.
On the Jinjas, probably.
Yeah. I'm actually... If you play sprint, you still have... Install 1, you still have to shuffle 2 cards back in, right? So actually go card neutral on that, right?
Oh no, because you're still down the card from sprint. Like, you're still down the card sprint.
Oh yeah, you actually go card negative, right? Which is quite interesting. But I think Source is happy with that, just getting those agendas out of his hand. I'm kind of happy to see this like mirror world where salvo testing is actually good, and seeing like what kind of like evil decks could be made with it. Like if this was a standard legal good deck, I think people would hate it for everything that they can hate with.
So I've got a question for you. We're looking at Luke's board, and there's a T400 memory diamond. So what do you think is the plan for all this MU?
I am not sure at all. You maybe get one more thing, but I think seeing the console choice of Luke Nukem is probably going to indicate most why that's there.
Mhm.
Like, I think it's an interesting include here.
So we also did see a surveyor come off onto the top of R&D for one of the
Mhm.
Jinjas, and a 4A surveyor is not something that's cheap
Strength.
to break, even with this turbine echelon ray
Yeah.
breaking 8 strength.
Yeah, that starts to get pretty hard to break actually. A second memory diamond. I'm really interested what sort of rig Luke is actually trying to build here.
So the other thing is, like with the memory diamonds and these supercamp mechanocytes,
Mhm.
there's a ton of plus hand size.
Yeah, I think this might be signaling some sort of a combo deck maybe. Where
Yeah, I wonder if we see like Savernius stim implants.
oh, that could be really interesting. I I think that's kind of far fetched, but it's a possibility at least. We see 6 influence for twinning, 8 for cloth, so it might be a bit too click influence intensive, but you never know. And just going archives. Yeah, actually, Luke has lost both of his twinning, so you kind of miss that value of prepaid voice, but so you cannot set those like just camp out and get twinning value. You actually have to get those access like fair and honest way.
Mhm.
I think this might be one of the decks where you actually really want to see like the old version of twinning in turning wheel, where you just like run R&D and H bounce out of R&D and HQ for 15 times and get a bigger dive in when you actually want to go in. But alas, that has rotated, so you have to deal with what we have in the current metagame. And actually going after the surveyor.
Correctly, the surveyor actually has moderately annoying subs. They're like end the run and 2 tags.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, you really, you might be able to let tags fire, but you have to pay the N8 to get in anyway. So yeah, we're paying what 8 plus. We're paying 11 credits just to get a single access here.
Mm-hmm.
And if you don't see an agenda here, you're paying so much to do anything. And no, nothing of R&D.
Well, this is sort of taxing down Sauce's credits. He'll have a hard time scoring immediately.
Yeah, but I think if the game drags on, Sauce is just going to benefit. Luke has lost all of his multi-access, and I think Sauce has easier time to get back up on credits because Sauce don't actually have to be too much to build a board state anymore because everything is set up already. Now just sit back, click for credits basically. And the like onus is on Luke to actually do something in this board state to make Sauce do something different here. You like if Luke's gameplay changes into pay 11 or even more credits every time you want to get an access, it's going to be pretty rough. And Sauce still has so many like ways to get those fast advanced agendas. We have seen 2 ontologicals gone already, so Sauce is not going to just win with stuff that he can install out of hand without no combo pieces. Or no,
Well, we
like
have
biotech
seen
labors and stuff?
we have seen Big Deal at some point.
Yeah, we have to see a big deal or a biotech labor to get those couple of scores.
There was a Big Deal that we saw off the deep dive,
Mm-hmm.
so we know that Sauce has at least one of them.
Yeah, totally. But that's going to take some credits, so it's taking some time to actually happen. And we have seen two simul chips already gone. So I wonder if Luke can produce Cloth threat again in this board state at all. Oh, there it is. So with Sauce just having like 8 influence for the deck, I wonder if there is space for a virus here. Or do you have to actually like get fair agendas, like in quotation marks? Sauce just drawing up and getting the free Jinja install. Heinous stuff. And even upgrade on HQ.
Second upgrade on HQ.
I wonder what that actually is, because Jinja is a region, so...
Yeah, so we know it... I mean, it could be Skunk Works.
It could be. It totally could be, like, making central servers even worse to run.
It could be, Tempest? It could be Mr. Hedrick.
Other option I think it could be is a virus to stop the cloth threat from mattering. And just pre-installing it so you can score out next turn.
A virus would be really sweet here, yeah.
And Pahaevan's getting Luke closer and closer to the bottom of their deck. Oh yeah, good shout out from chat. It could also be a Vovo. Allowing you to raise ice on central HQ so much cheaper. So, multiple possibilities here. I think we only probably see 6 influence used on Surveyor, so there's 2 influence left.
Although Vovo's infection anyways, so...
Yeah, so I think it's going to be interesting to see what those 2 influence are used for. Oh, and Bran as well, so it's just getting everything down. And Luke actually cannot get in there anymore. Everything, or Luke can get in there, but you have to eat 1 drafters up, which is not ideal here.
Because it's that. Yeah, okay.
Not a fun situation to be as Luke. The early game looked so good, but it just feels like it's crumbling down somewhat. And Luke just drawing back and drawing up.
I would like to see Luke try and find a time to challenge these Jinjas. These Jinjas have provided so many clicks and so much money.
Yeah, like Jinja is such an like hard card to play around, because you kind of have to take it down, but it is 5 credits to actually kill, so... Not a fun situation at all. And...
Well, I mean, the usual counterplay to Jinja is let the corporation build their ice tower to their heart's content and go elsewhere, but that doesn't work when all of their agendas are 2/2s.
Yeah, just try to win off the server that actually is not protected by Jinja, but... And we have not seen anything like that Luke actually would want to install with the extra memory from Team for 400 memory diamond. We have seen 1 Ikawa that would actually be pretty nice against the Surveyor, I think. It would allow you to break it for 5 credits? Not
better
5.
than Echelon, but...
Yeah, the situation is just so horrible here. A second upgrade on HQ. I think that might be Vovo plus Mavirus.
Or hear me out, Skunk Void.
I think you run out of influence if you want to play all of the surveyors as well. Skunk Void would be actually pretty nasty here. If you can just you could let all of your agendas stack in HQ for this course. Maybe Skunk Wars could be overkill because you already pay so much to get in there.
Yeah, I've expected this going to be Mavirus and
Yeah,
Vovo.
I would assume so. And look, actually, with empty deck right now, just 6 cards in hand with, that's all of the cards you're going to play with for the rest of the game. You will probably get 2 or 3 single access anymore. Out of anywhere. And that's on score out, I would assume.
I think this is just actually, this is...
Yeah, I think there's... Oh, and being forced to trash the turbine here hurts so bad.
This is also really rough because actually... well, one, there can be a Cloud in HQ. Sorry, a Mavirus in HQ to deal with the Cloud.
Yeah, there it is.
But 2, because this Ontological was a 1-2, Sauce actually had a spare click left to overinstall it.
Oh, that's so hard.
Overinstall it with the 3rd Spin Doctor.
Yeah, that... Oh, no. Yeah, just absolutely great, sicko mode agendas with ontologicals being if you have the 3rd one, it's 2-0, so luckily we don't live in that world. I really wonder what tools Luke has left in the deck. I think this is going to be Vovo plus... Yeah, you don't want to be breaking that. Especially when you just are forced to throw out your turbine here.
There's no alternative.
I think Luke might have been just being forced to let the agenda go without trying to threaten the cloth, because you kind of have to assume there's going to be a Mavirus on HQ here. So I think it is a distinct possibility that you let...
But at this point, you're looking at singles, and honestly, singles on HQ are probably cheaper than singles on R&D.
Well, actually have to pay 9 credits to get... Oh yeah, it would be because we already saw Eklan. So Surveyor is actually 11 to break, right?
Yeah, and there's also the bronze. The bronze
11, 15, 16, 18 credits to get to R&D, and currently it's 9 to 1. 12 credits to get to HQ, so...
Singles and HQ are cheaper. I don't know where you think the agendas are, but...
Yeah, I think there might be a Ikawa somewhere sitting out. Oh, by the Kleber, you don't want to see that. Hitting the Ginger, hitting the Vovo, you just let everything go.
Although Sauce is once again pretty broke, this Biotic is not
this
a real threat right now.
Yeah, but Sauce is going to spend next 4 or 5 turns just clicking for credits and getting the next score that he can. Or just maybe sitting back, getting Econ and playing the big deal. Maybe is a possibility, depending on what tools Sauce actually has in hand.
Yep, and all the ontologicals are out.
Yeah, so there's not going to be 2 easy points, but you can score out an Elivagar and Elivagar and a 2-pointer, so. Yeah, look, just both players just clicking for credits, playing the correct Netrunner as the game's creators intended.
But with Luke Nukem having this one Magnum Opus credit click, we'll help a little bit.
Yeah, you get to you basically have built your own magnum opus with Bachelor Sinclair and Artist. So you get 2 credits and then click for 4. So Luke actually has a couple of actions left. If Luke would have not have taken the Nightmare Archives as a core minus point here, Luke would have a chance of just finding the 153 pointer. But
The other thing right now is Sauce has a couple of very slow turns. So I think there's a world where Luke runs archives just for insurance and then goes to HQ because nothing's come out of HQ like onto the board in a couple turns.
I think HQ has to be piled up with a couple of agendas at least. I do wonder what the rest 4 last cards in Luke's deck are. We said so just a couple of harmonic eyes and the other ginger grid. And Luke is actually getting those crits, so there is a possibility that he can start to challenge stuff. Or at least get one run in.
But the Sauce does now have 10 credits, which means that the Biotic Score of Vitruvius is online.
Yeah.
So I really think this is the turn to go check.
Yeah,
HQ.
I think HQ is cheaper, plus it's HQ is cheaper, and there might be like even if you steal a 2-pointer, it makes so Sauce has to sit around more to actually be able to find the agenda.
Luke Nukem having MIC on the mind. Not sure whether MIC does anything.
Oh, and I think we might be setting up for the big deal.
Although I believe Sauce is still 1 credit short.
Yeah, you kind of have to advance it first.
Although there is Subliminal in Archives.
Oh yeah, that's
so
true.
If that comes back, that turns on Subliminal, install Equa, advance, big deal.
Yeah. Unfortunately, Luke actually runs this turn to try to find something on HQ. So
I think it has to be this turn. I don't think there's another turn to wait.
Oh, and calling MIC correctly, I think it has been probably installed with Drafter here, so or Jinja.
Jinja,
Jinja
yes.
install, so you kind of know what's coming. Breaks the wave, probably. You cannot let Source have any more crits here. Like, you need every turn possible for the setup. Or just clicking for credits. And I think, like, uninstalling the turbine might be costing the game here.
If MIC was only...
MIC is... Oh, there's an Ikava? So we just need one more agenda out of anywhere.
I mean, it's still going to need to be HQ again, I think.
Yeah, and
that's...
if you... Like... Running HQ costs... math too hard, I don't know. But it costs so much more without a turbine. I think that's a score, at least for something.
It has to be a Vitruvius
Yep.
score.
So just one Elivagar for both players being basically game.
I see a second copy of Thanakam being trashed.
Yeah, Anacam being the console of choice here makes complete sense.
Not a console that does a whole lot in the late game.
Yeah, current board state, I think you would just be installing Anacam for Berglef legs. And Luke clicking for 6, but might be just game every turn here.
Yeah, subliminal overturning does mean that Sauce is on the 7 for the biotic score out, but...
And we have not seen any Elevagars out on the table yet, so... And I don't think HQ is going to be anymore be the place where you run. I think it's going to be click for credits, and next turn we might see run R&D and click through the Bran.
Yeah.
But Sauce actually scores out almost every agenda in the deck currently. Just with a draw. Subliminal coming back. And is it enough credit to get through R&D here?
And now... Big Deal's a threat again.
Oh, and going to HQ again.
Yeah, I should say this might be time about to be called.
Oh,
not
yeah.
Quite, not quite. But,
So 1 minute left in the game. I really hope at least some player can find the agenda fast enough here. Oh, there was already an extension here. One more crit here. So I think this is going to be last. Do we hit HQ? Oh, just a Biotic Labor. I think.
Or we're going to see a Big Deal score. No, actually, this turned off the subliminal.
Yeah, I
There's
think.
no big deal.
That's the worst time call possible if Sauce doesn't manage to get the agenda hit here. Oh no, that's horrible. If Sauce might just be one credit off of actually being able to score out here.
Yep, the run on HQ turns off the subliminal recursion.
Yeah, totally. Oh, that's... I don't think anybody wants to see the game end that way. Yeah.
So this might be a draw at 6-6.
Yes, like the last Eco being sniped out of HQ, just saving Luke Nukem completely.
Feels like time is the active player finishes their turn, then their opponent gets one turn, and that's it, correct?
Yeah, so it's Sauce's last turn. Might be a top deck Elivagar, but I would assume not.
Has to be a top deck Elivagar, or
maybe Sauce is just popping off here, I think.
Yes, they want the Biotic. They have a Greasing the Palm.
Oh, Greasing the Palm, install advance! Oh, Spin Doctor! We can see install any agenda and then big deal, maybe?
Elgao and Biotic it out.
There are still ways to score out here. Install. Is it a big deal here?
Biotic or Elvigao.
Oh! Just by skin of his teeth. Yeah, Sauce must have been sweating in that last round.
Absolutely.
Taking the 45 minutes for a run here, just
Yeah, Luke Nukem saying possibly shouldn't have trashed the turbine.
Yeah, I think Luke is probably kicking himself from that choice. Like, it feels like you often have to like simul chip clot, but it actually probably ended up costing him the game here. And like the credits gained in this game is kinda wild here. Getting 35 clicks for credits. And runner accessing 52 cards, but
well, archives.
Yeah, archives. I really wish they change card accesses to like not count archives anymore.
Or to like count the number of like face towns flipped up in archives or something.
That could be, or just have two numbers like cards accessed real and cards accessed total or something. And I think round 4 pairings is up already. I think maybe table 2 we haven't seen OKORINA at all yet.
Yeah.
We have seen both Silent Arbiter and DR.
I see you're on table 2.
Yeah, still waiting for that to show up. There it is. And I think last round also was almost a complete sweep for the corporation side. Just Erniemist losing its salvo testing against
You mean Corp?
OKORINA.
Looking at the round 3 standings, Corp has only had
One loss.
3 losses total.
In total. Especially. And it being like round 1 when Deer and Silent Arbiter play 2 players on top of the leaderboards currently. Just being the ones that were able to win their matches. Like looking at all of the IDs and possible choices, I think like most of the runner abilities are kind of like you get a bit more value. You may like value engines are better, but you don't actually have anything that is like completely messed up powerful. Maybe Aesop's Pawn Shop or Cyber Trooper Talut. If you have way too much time to optimize your deck, but like the corporation IDs feel so simple and so powerful. Stuff like AR enhanced security, stuff like salvo testing that we have seen multiple times here. Just like absolutely sicko mode decks. And I think timer started. Have the player called if it's okay.
So one of them has not responded, so I'm going to hop and go look for another table.
Alright. I think then we could watch table 1 is probably an interesting one. We haven't seen Trickster Taka yet.
I don't think we've seen Trickster Taka yet. First, I'm hoping that this is like a stealth build.
Yeah, stealth would be really cool. Having like stealth rig online from turn 1 could be interesting.
Yeah, okay, we're clear to stream on table 1.
Alright.
I'm going to step away for just a second. I should be back in maybe 5 minutes.
Yeah, no worries. So, typical start out of and super value moshing here from Trickster Taka, and a really interesting build from Trickster Taka, like using Marrow here. What's the idea behind it? It's going to be really interesting to see. Oregoles popped, getting that 6 credits, huge value there, and Taka just adding up those credits. Silent Arbiter has to find a way to actually use those credits at some point though. Like Trickster Taka. God of War? What's this deck going to be? Oh, it's Tag Me! That's interesting. Like really... Yeah, God of War being absolutely horrendous breaker on its own, but as a Tag Me enabler, one of the best. You just get free tags every turn, and if you can find a way to actually use Wars tokens as well, that's an like even bigger benefit. And like these Tag Me decks are really interesting matchups into stuff like that actually can capitalize out of tags. Normally you just get a huge amount of value, but I'm not sure what's actually going to happen here with they're actually having those like Tag Me punishes that some decks just typically don't have. If you run against stuff like PD or something, you might be just getting like huge amounts of value if the corporation doesn't get to do anything to you with those tags. One run here, checking server 4. Are we using the Trickster Taka credits as like pure value here? Oh, Hot Pursuit. Just finding a second Regolith. This kind of looks like maybe a Tag Me Freedom deck, but just with a different ID. Oh, and a Corroder as well. And interesting thing in Trickster Taka, it's a Tag Me enabler, and you have 17 influence. Typically, like Tag Me decks, the influence spread has been pretty like heavily consolidated. So like having 2 extra influence could add up pretty hugely. And seeing Corroder here. Oh yeah, of course it doesn't matter if Trickster Taka has to be used because you want to get the extra tags.
Ah yes, tag me into Air Enhanced seems.
Yeah, I don't think this is like your favorite matchup, but it might be interesting. You can get those really huge digs at some point, and opponent will.
Wait, so where are really huge digs coming from? I thought Chaos was rotated.
No, Obelos got rotated, so like the way to survive the tags got hit, but actually counter surveillance was from Red Sands.
Okay.
So like the win condition is still there. It's just everybody get incidental tag punishment and multiple other things. So. Oh, and being able to clear out the Suns and City grid for 1 extra credit here. I'm wondering when we will see the first market forces hit the table. Oh, one in hand. Getting that extra credit and then just losing everything. Market forces for 11. One of the most evil things you can do to a poor little runner here. Yeah, that's one of those things that just feels like, yeah, GG's, it's game over when you get hit like that.
Alright, we're once again seeing Deer leverage the immense amount of money in their deck.
Mm-hmm. Well, I think that's half of that is the runner's money.
So I remember joking briefly about freedom of information, which I am not expecting out of.
Yeah, I think we saw last game that it would be like Bellonas and Beals mostly. with like just playing typical CTM, not like stuff, no stuff like the Canhel or Canhel Plus stuff with Ammunition Eye plus Market Force, or Ammunition Eye plus Crypto Crash. That's the card. And DR probably has to take down the rogue raiding here. Yeah, one of the benefits that it's...
Yeah, one of the tricky bits of being an 8 influence ID is finding stuff.
Yeah, like the CTM's 4 extra influence helps so much compared to this. Like 4 influence is already 2 booms here.
Although the air enhanced effect is stronger than CTM's.
In like technically it is, but often against CTM you kind of just take the tag anyways.
So I think the fact that it like the fact that air enhanced is any trash and it doesn't matter from where is one of the big differences.
Oh, that's actually a huge part. Yeah, it has been some time since I last played against CTM.
Yeah, CTM is specifically installed cards, but with air enhanced security, it's like trash rushing off the top of R&D. Okay, get a tag.
Yeah, like actually, air RS just like completely ruins something. Like you cannot place target anymore. It's kind of interesting that in the modern meta we have kind of seen people rotate off stuff that actually trashes the corp stuff and change to stuff that corporation trashes their cards, stuff like Mo and stuff like that. It's kind of interesting.
Although we are still seeing quite a bit of Imp right now, I think.
Yeah, I think Imp is the one thing that's like you just trash stuff. Because you probably want to trash the oppose before corporation actually gets to fire them. Yeah, it's one of those interesting like differences between stuff like Oppo and hard hitting news.
Like air enhanced will even trigger to be like Hippo and Ice. Okay, get tagged.
Oh yeah, that's the worst thing that can happen. Like, can we just ban AR enhanced security? I would be happy. Get it out of here with every other yellow asset card.
So I've spent some time earlier today building and playing a deck very, very heavily teched for R+. And as it turns out, Triple Aeneas Marathon, it makes enough money.
Yeah, I guess like you can still win against these decks, like getting 9 extra credits every turn. Yeah, I think it's going to take a little bit more time until the meta is saturated with assets decks in that amount of like that amount that you can actually play that in a tournament. But as like a tech, like just queue up Janet casual and roll up anybody who plays assets. It's kind of fun. And second Regal is also.
Now, I've seen the double Regalis out of year before.
Yeah, just getting all of that money.
All the money.
Yeah, even the runner's money here. And Silent Arbiter going to 15 tags, so getting that counter surveillance is going to be quite challenging. Like you have to pay 15 to actually get those accesses, and then you have to be able to actually pay for Pelonas and stuff. And it is going to be interesting if DR is on 2 market forces or just 1. But at least even the one has been shuffled back into the deck, so it will come back at some point. clicking rogue trading again.
Trading. Which I expect Deer will probably just contest.
Yeah, I
and
would
trash.
assume. Oh, maybe. Yeah, just choosing to get that value and score out.
And then
Oh yeah,
trash
you
the
have one extra click, of course.
with the same list.
Yeah. One of the interesting includes in this deck was like, I was thinking like, why is there a Marrow? But I think Marrow is the best thing you can play currently to allow you to get to hand size where you survive.
Yeah, it's just surviving
Some kill things.
Some kill combos.
Yeah, you don't you kind of don't survive double end of the line, but you survive stuff like minescaping end of the line, other like typical combos. And using labor rats, getting rogue tradings back in, and hot pursuits. Yeah. There's a Rashida.
No, there isn't. So the other thing I'm seeing here is obviously God of War, very expensive icebreaker to operate.
Mm-hmm.
And with the Corroder and the Bustle, that is not really necessary in this board state.
Oh
but
no! Stealing 16 credits here.
But with the accumulated Trickster Taka credits, like it's enough to get in once somewhere. Well, I mean, not Starlit Night, which is the only.
Yeah, Starlit Night. Starlit Night on this board state is going to be horrible. Yeah, going on 25 tags here. I think the counter surveillance game plan is gone a long time ago already. And Trickster Taka has been just generating tags currently.
Yeah, but I don't think there's ever any world where Silent Arbiter tries to clear the tags. Like, that's not.
Yeah, there's no world that's
no world.
One interesting like thing in the deck construction here was that there was an other like tag me ability for the runner, like in the new Anarch Sneak Door, you know, like Erua or something, where you can generate tags while running archives. But Silent Arbiter choosing to use Trickster's Taka instead is kind of interesting.
Yeah.
Oh, and there's a self-growth program.
I don't think it's a thing for this deck, but I think there's a world where you could like try and run Trickster Taka, or actually, that's an. Actually, I have had an idea. I will be back in just 1 second.
The third market force is coming. And how many credits have we stolen of Runner's hard work here? It's going around like 40 or 50 credits that we have just stolen.
And I mean, Deer was on the Wage Workers and on the Sand, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Which means that Deer will eventually manage to score things out.
Yeah, you cannot just camp out here. And we have seen Deer bouncing back the 2 breakers as well, so you probably can still like push out this turn. because that God of War is so horrible as actual breaker.
There's 14 credits on Trickster. Like, Silent Arbor could spend 11 of them without any problems.
Yeah, I guess. I think you can pay 14. I think you have enough tags for the game.
Yeah, I mean, that's actually another thing that Silent Arbor could have considered doing is once he got up to, 10 tags, say, just start, starting runs, dumping Taka credits off into God of War, and not getting.
Yeah, 2 advancements. I think that might be.
I mean, it's certainly a Bologna threat.
Yeah, but why would you advance Bellona one more time? I think Bellona just requires 2 advancements. Or 1 advancement here. Maybe we play around pinhole threading here. I think Silent Arbiter can still get in though.
Yeah, if it's around pinhole. I mean, Silent Arbor can get in.
Yeah, just like hammer through in maybe install the, or actually no, you don't even install the boss, so because that's just 7 to break.
On Trickster Taka is enough to get through this whole booth and this ping with God of War.
And that's also 10 credits to break.
Okay, the F2P is a bit pricey, but Silent Arbor still has enough credits to get through all of this.
Yeah, I guess. 3 on
I'm not sure there's enough to steal the Bologna afterwards anymore.
Yeah, I think. Do you have enough?
Yeah. Nope, there.
Exact credits here.
Credit perfect, still this Bologna.
Yep, that is. But I don't think you have credits for this next one, like ever. How much money was that to get in? It was 10,
10
23,
20,
25,
25?
And 30 for the steal.
I mean, let me tell you, we thought that those Jinja servers from last year were expensive, but like, all you need is for your opponent's early breaker to be God of War.
Yeah, God of War not maybe. It's just for everything else than actually for breaking ice. And there's Hot Pursuit. Silent Arbiter is on 17 credits, so maybe has to go for after R&D now. Yeah. Oh no.
Well, the Starlit Knight is ending the run.
Yeah, at least there's no bunker here.
Oh dear, that would have been.
Yeah, how much damage do I take? Yeah, 37 damage. And it's just coming down for Deer to get 1 agenda that they can advance here. Yeah, draw.
Oh, actually,
you can even draw Bellona and just install advance. Like any agenda, you just jam here. Yeah, I think this turned out to be quite a hard matchup here with the market forces. I think typical like current day asset spam deck you are quite happy to run against because you don't.
I can see how Deer's ended up playing this public trail.
And Silent Arbiter actually going through the dual daily business shows. Maybe making so Deer cannot actually get extra draws. But I think Deer is probably happy with just sitting back and.
Yeah, it's 25 into the server, which it's just all the public trail. I don't understand what this run was for.
Just making the corporation be honest, I think. And install 2 easy advance. Yeah, 2 advances. That's game. I think the game was basically closed after the first market forces hit, and definitely closed after the second market forces hit.
Mm-hmm. I mean, the runner gained 125 credits. It's just the corpse stole all of them.
Yeah, I think that's the part. I think Deer gained like, what, 50 credits of the runner's money or something?
50 credits off. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, and Silent Arbiter just drawing the first counter surveillance so late. And after Image being a really fun tech card here.
I mean, it would have been really sick into Starlit Knight, honestly.
Oh, but
Okay,
yeah, you're not getting through that.
Starlit Knight, but
yeah, that was like really interesting game while being kind of one favored on one side.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, is there any other games left? I think Table 4 might be still going on with Sauce and Gotten.
I'll go see.
Yeah, and I think we are going. Oh, Sauce actually being on the runner side this time, so we don't see the two towers.
Nope, that game is just finished.
All right. So I think we should be going to like the last couple of rounds here. All round 5 pairings is up. It's couple of different players. It's Luke Nukem and Silent Arbiter, which could be interesting. On table 1 could be interesting. I think most of the decks here could be interesting here.
I still want to see table 2. I haven't seen Remastered Edition, and
oh yeah, you were not here at that point yet. We can totally jump on table 2. Call out when you can guess what the ID ability is actually for.
Is it re-education combo?
Might be. Yeah, I was spending so much time to think about what is happening with the remastered edition, but like it makes total sense to try to hit that.
So actually, I remember almost. I need to remake the lobby. I remember, let's see, in like spring of last year, I went up to Philly for a G&K and took re-education combo with a full set of calibration testings.
Yeah, kind of makes sense.
Well, with 3 calibration testings pre-installed, you could actually score out in 1 turn.
Oh yeah, just like sneak it out, never advanced style. Yeah, I think that was even... How long ago was it? Like a year ago?
Like a year ago, yeah.
Yeah, time when nobody was expecting it. I think if you do that currently, I think people are waiting for it a bit with like seeing stuff like Asmare. And we actually get to see the Silent Arbiter's deck with a matchup that is not completely one-sided.
Alright, we are clear to stream on Silent Arbiter versus Luke Nukem.
And I think, looking at the stats, we have 3 players on just losing, where they have lost just 1 game. Deer, Silent Arbiter and Augustus Caesar. Almost everyone else is on 6 points, with a couple of players be under that. Yeah.
We remain intensely Corp favored, as Corp is currently 16-4.
Yeah, just 1 game going for the runner last round. Alright, so it's going to be interesting to see, like, typically these re-education combo decks have quite weak central servers, so I think Luke Nukem probably has to ice R&D bit heavier, so Silent Arbiter doesn't get like a 10 tag counter surveillance for free.
Yeah, this is the Tag Me Trish Taka. So on our recalling that this already feels like re-education.
Yeah, couple of credits just icing up HQ to stop like the hot pursuit runs for free value.
But like remastered actually gets you the extra click for Neurospike essentially.
Mm-hmm.
You just install Advance, and then next when you remastered Advance for Neuro.
Yeah, basically. Or you can get even more nasty stuff with seamless launches and trying to hit the normal stuff. We see one ping on the table already, or one corroder that deals with ping pretty nicely, so some of the ice is going to be a bit weaker here.
Mm-hmm.
And that might be a kill threat already. No, just... But a Hydorus. Hydorus is actually not like the worst thing to happen here. You get just a tag and opponent pays 5 for the nasty big eyes.
Mm-hmm.
And Silent Arbiter not choosing to use the Raindrops Cut Stone last click. Maybe just counting for something. Yeah, counting for different tools also always.
And again, Hydra, nice big sentry that make the potential after image that we know the Silent Arbiter is not running.
Mm-hmm.
Really high value.
Yeah, like Hydra normally is already a really nasty piece of ice, but when you get 3 extra damage out of it, it's not going to be fun at all.
Mm-hmm.
And again, going after a central server. A seamless launch in hand. Like I think last time we saw this deck, I think the game ended on turn 4.
Yeah, this can absolutely end next turn.
Yeah.
Seamless Advance.
Yeah,
sorry.
Seamless Remastered Edition. Click for credit Neurospike.
Yeah, this is actually very tight in credits, but
yeah, but still a complete possibility.
Yeah, it's credit seamless remastered Neuro.
And I don't think it's that. I think
if that was here, Luke would just be going for it. So.
Yeah. Another option is that you kinda are afraid that there is like Steelskin Scarrings in hand, so you kinda want to set up a more surefire way.
Doesn't help actually.
I don't think you can
remaster. Is not safe here.
You can re-education just 3 cards back into hand. Oh, it doesn't help at all. It's just game. Yeah, GG's. Yeah, that seems kind of messed up.
Steelskin does not actually do a whole lot against re-education combo, just totally. Because they could never hit it on the first half of the damage.
Yeah, like re-education is surprisingly hard to like stay alive against.
Mm-hmm.
Last game we saw the Stone's chart room, but even then you kind of have to know different type of stuff.
Yeah, Stone can do it.
I think we can probably jump into table 1 maybe then?
One, let's go see.
We haven't seen Augustus's Isaac, the... What's the card's name? Architect Deployment Test deck too much yet.
Didn't we see the giant next diamond? Alright, we're clear to stream on table 1.
Alright.
We once again see this
Yeah, next diamond on
hide
table.
from the architect deployment test. Protecting this server of what looks like right now mostly money, but presumably also maybe skunk void in there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think it feels like kind of a PD deck that just get a big ice that it can plonk down turn 1.
Yeah.
I wonder what, if you have like 3 3 next diamond, what the odds are of you getting it on turn, like from the ADT. Oh, and going in for a doof here?
Yeah, I can see that doof. Like, that's enough of a credit swing here that Augustus definitely might be reevaluating.
And we see a Sansan City Grid as well.
Okay, I like the Sansan.
Yeah, you don't have ways to re-courier seamless launches, so Sansan actually being like a way to get like consistent seamless launch is like nice. Also, like running server 2 is so miserable here that your Sansan is kind of safe.
Yeah, the other thing, right, is it's really expensive to test early. Like running through a next diamond and then paying 5 to trash Sansan is awkward.
Yeah, totally.
And if we think that this wants to just rush immediately behind big ice, well, Sansan's really good if you're trying to just rush out 3 agendas, 4 agendas. Just slam agendas into Sansan's head, advance and say, come through next diamond and get them.
Yeah, and like Grim is probably the best faction to actually contest stuff in server 2 here. With pinhole throwing, with stuff like Boomerang that allows you to get through server 2 easily.
And of course, the other thing about Sansan, right, is like it's still a 6-cost hit for Architect Deployment Test. You can hit it on Architect Deployment Test and then just like throw ice in front of it.
Oh,
and
yeah, just like...
Sure, maybe it's not next diamond, but like it's still a 6-cost thing that you got for free.
Yeah, it's at least something. And I think it's kind of rare that you get like complete misses. You still get like 6 credits of value on turn 1. Which is kind of like unheard of.
6 credits value.
Yeah. And like often with these decks it kind of feels like if you have completely sicko mode ability, you kind of lose like value out of it. Like you cannot play stuff like hostile takeover because you lose the ability. You can't play stuff like bacterial punitive deck because you cannot play bacterials in your deck. But like ADT, you're not playing that. Yes. You don't need that anyway, so it's kind of nice. And then there's the tier. I don't think that's going on table this game, but just a nice thing to have in deck. And fast advancing agenda here. Just missing the PD value. And Deer might be going after server 2 with bouncing the ice that was protecting that. Like you can get 2 runs in and then 2 runs to get the turtle up to strength and
Try to
then
get
run.
the turtle up to strength and then run.
Could be totally be an option here. Oh, whichever one will throw this. Bouncing something. Maybe ice and R&D just to go check that. Just bouncing ice on server, or bouncing upgrade on server 2. And now it actually feels like Deer is on the driving seat of this game. Although Augustus just needs to like set up the server basically one time if he can manage to find the eco to install and advance.
Yeah, if Augustus can find econ somewhere, if Augustus can potentially find money and then set up for a purge.
I'm not sure if purge is good enough here. Or you want to purge at some point, but like,
yeah,
you don't want to be purging.
First, right? Like get money, get a little bit more board set up, and then maybe look for a purge.
Yeah, but even then, DR already has almost all of the breakers online, so.
So the other thing here is, I believe Augustus did have a virus in the list, and if Deer spends down, like builds up the turtle to 6, spends down some, and plans on breaking next diamond with turtle, which gets purged with virus.
Yeah.
That could be.
Oh, and offload office on server 2, so might be like. I think server 2 upgrade might be then be Anoetic Void if Augustus is brazen enough to push here.
I still think there's a chance it's virus, yeah.
Oh, virus, just virus, so. Oh, and inside job here is huge. Yeah, still offer probably taking down the Sunshine City grid as well. And now Augustus is even further behind. Like, DR has everything set up basically. Just needs to find the barrier breaker, and then it's kind of like locked game. Although Augustus can just sneak one agenda through, of course.
And of course, the virus did reset the turtle. The turtle's not all there yet.
Yeah, but like every server is kind of free to run currently, except server 2, of course. But even server 2 is manageable, and DR has like the twinning setup already. So yeah, HQ runs here, getting extra money from info testing as well, and just like
Definitely.
The value engine is like very generating free money. On bouncing agenda here, just probably current server 2 coming back home. On Kurupira, there's the barrier breaker as well. Yeah, so. And they even didn't have to use the twinning counters there. And I think it's going to be hard for Augustus to fight this back. Like we can see, I think DR probably goes and checks this. They have so much money right now, and like Augustus can press second next time for now.
Well, I mean, it's
7 credits and 7 credits for 9. Oh, ganked here would be so sicko mode. And 7 to break with Carmen. Like, Carmen is probably the best breaker into this.
So I'm once again going to nominate Orca.
Oh yeah, Orca. Not a first best real breaker into this. But they're actually going quite low on credit, so this could be like some sort of a, like this basically could be. I think Augustus needs one more credit to do like seamless advance.
Yeah, well, one credit short of seamless advance.
Yeah, so I think this could.
Although
if this is a Rashida, it's still a huge value. And R&D needs to hold up here strong. And first agenda.
Yeah, but twinning is.
Yeah, like it's basically GG's at that point. R&D just cannot hold for that amount of time that Augustus needs to steal everything. And I think there is still 22 minutes left in the round, so.
Yeah, we'll see if there are any tables left.
Yeah, the games have been going pretty quickly
I think
here.
only table 3 is potentially still going.
All right, if you can jump into there. So that would be Gutsen playing in Divested Trust as well.
All right, we are clear to stream on table 3.
And again, we see a super cursed board state.
All right, there's a Winchester protecting R&D. There's also a Winchester protecting HQ. A giant stack of ice on server 1, but the only bit of it that's rezzed is a triple advanced Pharaohs.
Yeah. And you're getting double value of the installed artist. No. But yeah, needing to challenge that triple advanced pharaohs is not going to be fun for the game. I don't think Netrunner probably has like super clean ways to deal with that. There's probably not a botulus or anything like that.
So I mean, I think the ideal thing here would be you have to echelon up to 4 strength, and then challenge HQ using Beatrice for the 2 X's on R&D and just lock the top of R&D that way.
Yeah, I think that's only way basically you can win. But even then, it's going to be hard to steal enough points here because of the Divested Trust. And actually, was Divested Trust... yeah, Divested Trust at least is a 45 card deck, so you can't play like just 6 3-pointers. Getting that really cheaper Unity to install.
Yep.
A nice thing to get on table. I think we have multiple games in Terranda installed that Airblades, but we haven't seen actually them get any use out of it yet.
I don't think this has really ended up being the right meta for.
Yeah, it might be that he thought that it would be kind of a different meta. I think there might be some like really scary like Jinteki decks where that helps.
It certainly does much more on the whole.
Yeah, and if you expect Ares to be super popular with Funhouse, that helps you so much.
It can be good into NBN, like it's good into both Starlit Night and Funhouse, potentially.
Oh, actually, Divested Trust is a 40 card deck. So just having those probably 6 3-pointers. it's going to be pretty. Yeah, I failed to like find the Divested Trust being like completely messed up deck, but I can totally see it being kinda overtuned here. Like,
I
like-
think just the fact that the runner has to like make an extra steal to win the game is good by itself. Not even counting the way it combos with, for instance, City Works or
yeah, and even like send a message here is really good because you get the free ice install on top of like Divested Trust getting you. Divested Trust gets even 5 extra credits for free for you. Like all of this like
better Grendel.
Yeah, like this 3-1 agendas where it's like typically you don't see them because it's such a big investment to actually get scored. And like runner doesn't get anything from like stealing those. And Divested Trust having that 15 influence still. Like most of the other ones have been completely neutered by losing so much influence. Here you can basically play like Sokka's BTL shell with stuff like Biovolt, stuff like everything you can want to have, basically.
Yeah, you could go really hard Glacier with Biovolts and go. Well, you're not coming in 3 times. Like it's just not happening.
Yeah, like, and when you get in, you actually don't actually score anything. Subliminally getting used. Yeah, just I wonder if there is a way to sneak out the last point, or do you have to play for like 9 points here?
Import what's it? Echo Chamber.
Yeah, Echo Chamber could be really good, or maybe DNA Splicer is an option.
Yep.
Or there was like the really bad like false
flag.
Yeah, false flag. What? It needed like seven?
3, yeah.
Yeah, or other option is just playing like the Sokka's clearinghouse thing, where you just like basically play a 7-6 agenda or 6-7. I'm not sure about which way it should
jam Lady Liberty and wait around for 3 turns.
Yeah. And Tyrande really needs to find some way to get in there. There is 2 charges on twinning, so if you can get like get those access on R&D, but it just probably is not enough here. Or send a message, allowing to get stolen. If this is like you take Divested Trust credits here, just to be able to score on server 1.
Well, we also saw, like, I would say punitives in a previous game, so this could be
I think it was Silent Arbiter's list that wasn't punitive. It could be that they have kind of same test, like same deck, or might be an option. Could just be also that we score out this turn. I don't think you can double punitive with the credit lead that Netrunner still has.
Yeah.
Although the credit lead is fast going with Netrunner installing the Daredevil on table.
Although with Beatrice, I sort of would have considered importing. What's the Crim console 2MU gives extra current credits for
Maui.
X number of... Yeah.
Yeah. I would respect importing a Maui in this deck. I still don't think it's... I think you want to import Chesve on top of over that, though.
I'll import both.
Double stack for the true value. Oh, and Tyranny not being able to find the last any more agendas on R&D with the twinning. So is it an agenda push just like server 1 is the most secure server?
Looks like it.
Yeah, that's
Yes.
That's it.
That's game.
Yeah, like Divested Trust doing kind of heavy lifting there.
Mm-hmm. And I believe that is the last
Yeah,
table.
should be the last game in the round. So
Yep.
then we are going to last round of the tournament, I believe.
Mm. Now, is there a cut, or is it just Swiss
No, I
that are
believe
done?
it's just 6 rounds of Swiss.
Okay.
So round 6 has been paired. I think Dier is currently in the lead, but Silent Arbiter has better strength of schedule.
Yes.
Yeah. Hmm. I
So
think,
Charlotte can plot a win and Deer doesn't.
yeah, and Silent Arbiter is playing as Gotchen and Dier against Luke
Well, there's
Nukem.
actually a lot of people with a score of 9
Yeah,
right now.
well, that kind of happens when everybody wins on their corp and loses
That's
on
when
runner.
everyone wins, yeah. Although that round was not quite as good for Corp as the previous one. Corp only went, I believe, 3-2, but Corp is still.
Still kind of favored here. So pairings. I think we could. Do we just want to jump into table 1? Or maybe table 2, because we have seen Deer play quite multiple times.
Yeah, Corp is still like 18-7 overall, so I think we're still at a pretty Corp favored meta.
Yeah, I would assume so. If you play already corporate meta and just boost the corporation IDs, I think you get kind of messed up things.
Honestly, I kind of want to go see table 5 since I don't think we've actually seen either of those players today.
Which players?
Table 5 already missed. No, we did see the Broad Daylight ones briefly.
Oh yeah, I think that could be nice. We get to see the Aesop pawn shop deck a bit more.
Yeah, and I don't see Aesop's. Like it's a classic card that's just not.
Yeah, I think Aesop's pawn shop as a like idea is really interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Like typically, like Aesop's pawn shop decks struggle because you have to find the Aesop's pawn shop too like early for it to do anything for your engine. But if you just can guarantee to draw it on turn 1.
Although Reaver is rotated, correct?
I think so. It's so hard to know about
Yeah,
like
Reaver's
Apex
rotated.
cards sometimes. I think the Apex cards that are not rotated is like Prey and Reboot or something.
Well, I just went and checked. Reaver is rotated.
Yeah, Reaver is.
This will not be with the Reaver pawn shop. It'll just be straight up pawn shop.
Yeah, you have to play a bit more fairly. Although I'm not sure if Reaver, like you can set up Reaver shop fast enough without stuff like the like Cabonas Woo often. You can get like the Reaver turn 1 when you need
Well,
it.
I mean, you can sell SMC for it, right?
Yeah, you still have to find the SMC. But yeah, it's I think it's what you will do if you play like Aesop as your ID ability.
Okay, we're through the stream on table 5.
Alright. So again with salvo testing, but this time not the source salvo testing deck. So we might actually see a remote server being utilized at some point.
Yes, this is not. We don't know yet if this is the Jinja Giant Centrals.
Oh, that's that's a
But if you get
start.
core damage on turn 1, why not? Just
I
make your
remember
core damage turn 1.
Warlock having like the what's the anti-core damage deck card?
Mechanocytes? Marrow? I don't know. What
Yeah,
damage check
the
are you looking
the
for?
blue one that costs 3.
Oh, Caldera.
Yeah, Caldera. I think Warlock has that in one of the decks at some point. So I think we should expect some sort of take against core damage here. Although
So what I expect might be seeing out of a Warlock is a ton of disposable breakers. Like 3 propellers, some
oh yeah,
revolvers,
because you
maybe.
can just sell those for free.
Yeah.
And I think we see couple of couple of remote servers installed here.
Yeah, so this is very clearly a very, very different approach to how, in fact, you salvo testing. So this
Yeah.
is the salvo testing.
Playing the lore accurate deck with all of the new tie cards in one deck.
Mhm.
On that,
And
that's
there's the Caldera.
Yeah, so GG's, your core damage plan is kind of over now. And
Yeah, and actually, because it actually prevents the core damage, this can keep the ontologicals off of being 2/2s.
yeah, like Caldera is clearly like kind of a badly badly designed like tech card because it's so silver bullet, so you kind of cannot lose these some of these core damage matchups at all if you just play Caldera in your deck.
3 credits is
Like
still a lot of.
but if your opponent's deck depends on core damage, it's kind of like they cannot do anything because you just turn off their whole like deck with one card. Like NSG has been designing tech cards that are way less silver bullet. They like happen a couple of times. If you think like difference between hunting grounds and air blades, for example. Oh, and refugee campaign as well. One of like just sneaking out the Viltruvius here. I'm not sure if we actually like need to do the ontological damage because ontological luckily is like a 2/3, which is not a horrible agenda currently.
No, but a 2/2 is.
Yeah, 2/2 is way better than the 2
so much
3/2.
better.
And
Refugee goes down.
Ernium is going just being on 2 credits. It's going to be quite rough at some point, trying to stay in the game and be able to challenge stuff here. And I wonder what install is on server 5. Would it be something like Mr. Hendrix, maybe? Like playing this like the Charlie's Barf tool deck that was posted at some point. Something similar.
Yeah, it's gonna be like a Hendrick, heavy core damage.
Yeah, but and there's the Hendrik. Warlock playing correctly into that, just having one click remaining, so get like maximum value out of the situation. Yeah, and just being forced to pay 2 credits. And Airname is not even using it because it doesn't give you actually any too much here. But Airname is actually jumping up on credits quite fast with just getting the hedge fund online. So 2 installs already on table might be threatening at some point. And I think here we maybe see one of the problems of playing like ASAP's Pawn Shop as your ID ability, because you actually don't have enough things to actually trash for it, because you are missing stuff like Harbinger, where like you get 2 trashes on with 1 install. So and you don't have anything like Haley, where you can install 2 things for 1 click. So, like, actually getting consistent triggers on...
What, Lilypad does...
Lilypad could install stuff.
Does a draw on your first install each turn.
Yeah. Yeah, I think this is quite similar like the Barf's Thule deck, where you just do not have... I wonder if this is like iceless as well. Yeah, Rashida getting kicked down. Are we going to next server? Oh, Henrik here is super annoying.
Mm-hmm. Actually, like, we've seen a lot of 3-2s, and obviously we've even seen the 3-1s in the superconducting hubs. Mm-hmm. I wonder if there's any chance Ernie Mist is on Sansan.
Oh, that could be an option. I think Sansan is a bit of an influence band, so it depends completely on what other tools you need with your influenced. But Sansan is totally a possible influence band here.
Sansan's 3, which is not, like, you could afford a Sansan.
Yeah, you can have 2 Sansan and 2, like, Spin Doctors, maybe. That's an option. Mm-hmm. Yeah, like this 8 influence decks kind of making it so you have to be really conscious with your influence spends. You cannot get like, I would like to have a virus in my deck. You kind of need to have a virus in your deck for it to make sense.
Yes. Yep.
And there goes Wage Workers. Just Warlock seems to be rolling off.
There's no investment in the draw.
Yeah, but I think Warlock is completely happy with that. And Warlock has been rolling in credits for the entire game here. With even like having enough money to use the Caldera like 2 times already.
Yeah, I think twice.
Yeah. Dubstad, can you let it leave? I don't think so.
You can leave it. Like, it's...
if the opponent draws like a Elivagar, you're kind of sad there. Although Elivagar is just...
It's not until the Jupstad fires the second time that trashing it is cheaper than just paying the Caldera.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, Caldera is just changing the matchup completely. Yeah, there are a couple of tools that allows the corporation to deal with stuff like that. There's ScapeNet, which allows you to deal with virtual resources specifically for Trace 7, which totally could be an option here. Or actually enforcing loyalty was rotated out. There are a couple of different tools to deal with Caldera specifically. I wonder if Ernimis has like been thinking about the counter matchup. And Simuchip getting sold for 3.
I just keep the Wage Workers down.
Yeah, makes complete sense. You cannot allow those to live. So it's... I think we have seen 1 shoveled back into the deck already. And Viltruvius getting sniped. I think Warlock would love to have wheels installed here. Oh, and Dependence also. Ernim is just trying to sneak something out on deck. But no, Warlock being able to catch that. And Ernim is just having to draw up, trying to find anything to threaten the Warlock actually. And yeah, like if you don't force the corporation around to use any like breakers to actually pay credits,
they have so much more money.
Yeah, Warlock has so much money to actually just run everything. Use Caldera on every time you see a core image. Caldera has saved like 4 or 5 core images now already.
And Warlock is still doing fine on
credits. A reboot.
Reboot. Okay, so this is the Aesop's tech, right? This is 15
Yeah.
credits for one. It just takes. I mean, it takes well to pay out, but
I guess that's an option. Yeah, that's like the best single click for credit, I think. Like credit gain for a click.
for runner card.
Oh yeah, we have seen
Yeah,
the
maybe.
corporation already gains like
I've seen
17
original
credits
life
per
for
one.
18, and I've seen some truly absurd.
Yeah, we saw like
fully operational.
yeah, we saw market forces already. That's an option.
Yeah, we saw the market forces for
for way too much money.
for like 20 something, but
And it is kind of like funny with this stuff like reboot. It's an Apex card that is actually not rotated yet because it came in like Rain and Reverie. Like almost every other like manufacturing card has already gone, but you have a couple still left standing. Oh, and Conduit coming down. This is going to be basically win. I think this is game at some point. There's just nothing that Ernimist can do about this. Yeah, there's GG's. I think finding that Caldera early enough just is basically like I'm not sure what Ernimist can do about that. And Runner gains 71 credits. That's illegal amounts of spending. Yeah, like credits adding up so quickly here. And like Warrock just runs everything basically. You don't have, like one thing actually like this compared to Thule. You have like it takes more time for the runner to actually be able to steal your stuff.
Yeah, just extra click taxing.
Yeah, just the tax adds up at some point. Like Warrock would have been paying so many more credits here. But yeah. I think that was quite a fast game, so I think there would probably still be some games left.
Time for some games left.
I think table 1 and 2 are both up still.
Yeah, see table 2 maybe. I'll go ask one.
That's totally fine. Yeah, I don't think we have seen Gotten's runner deck yet. Or yeah, we have seen. I think the matchup was against Dier's Ares though, which probably was not a matchup Gatsen was really happy about.
Alright, we are clear to spectate on table 2.
Alright.
Although seeing as the runner has 6 points,
might be a quick one. I don't think Divested Trust has been used yet though. It feels like Gatsen has been able to just set up quickly enough here. So Sandarbiter hasn't been able to create actually anything that's too taxing. And we see really interesting cards in the bin here. 2 snares, like one Gene Splicer and like Daniela Georgia. Like really interesting influence bench here.
Yeah, this does seem to be like more of a like almost grindery divested trust list with the City Works projects.
Oh yeah, that's a really interesting difference here. Yeah, could actually be some. Like, I just wonder if you can actually grind the runner out. It feels like the runner is grinding the corporation out in this game with Augustina and Nihilist and everything. And all of the sabotage as well. And still runner needs to just get 2 access. Like.
Yep. There's also, we can see a little bit of a tree line package. There are 2 tree lines in the bin.
Yeah, but 0 advanced cards actually. I think those are probably have gone from the sabotage.
from the sabotage,
Yeah.
from nihilists, from all these sort of stuff.
Yeah, I would assume so.
But Aket, it's certainly a very nice card to tree line.
Yeah, Arket is like... Oh. Yeah, sounds like we missed like really pipe spots. It's kind of sad sometimes when you miss some like great moments in Netrunner. But luckily, Netrunner as a game tends to be like the hypest at the end, so you often like get to see two really hype endings.
Yep. And of course, actually, we come back to Steelworks Project for a second here, because we think about a lot of defensive agendas, especially in Jincheki, like Fuji Asset Retrieval, where you steal the agenda and win, and you don't have to worry about the pending damage. That is not the case for Steelworks Project.
Yeah, Cityworks Project just like... Cityworks Project being like really interesting timing of when you access the card, so you can do really like silly stuff with Spin Hothrin, for example. Like if you have defensive upgrade that you somehow get rid of, like paid ability speed, and opponent has to access Cityworks Project, they actually take a damage. And I think like Silent Arbiter can create here some like Obokata style board states where Gatsen just doesn't have enough cards to challenge anything. There might be a buffer drive in the deck somewhere, but we haven't yet seen it. I would think it would be on the table if there was one, so it might be like bottom of the deck at some point. And that's a problem with like engine card that you don't want to have two of under no circumstances. Although like we talked about Divested Trust allowing you to do really interesting punitive lines, I think Gatsen is just running through Silent Arbiter like economy wise, so I don't think Silent Arbiter can have any like clear way of getting that double punitive turn here.
Two punitives in archives currently.
Yeah, you might be able to shuffle them back in with something, but I would assume that that's not going to be a very realistic goal this game. And I think this is one of the really interesting matchups where you actually want to give the runner cards from Nihilist. Typically, the conversion rate of you discarding milling one is so much cheaper than runner getting extra tools. On Potru's just coming back in. Like, you just try over-installing Ice and gets, like, instantly destroyed again.
Silent Arbiter is getting very low on R&D here.
Yeah, 7 cards is not a huge amount. Double snare back in, and the Axe snare! Completely criminal behavior here. Shuffling 2 snare back in with the first Spin Doctor. I think we might be changing to a realistic grinder win condition. If we find one more Spin Doctor, you just shuffle more back in.
And then you just try and square at Cityworks?
Yeah, I think that would be a realistic win condition here. And there it is. There is still one more snare left in the deck. Or at least one more. I think there might be just 3 snares here. And like, Gatsen actually might be locked out of this game if there's no recursion here, like coming up. You need something like Labor Rights really quick, or something like Buffer Drive. You need something
How about
here.
Harmony AR Therapy?
If you could see how much I rolled my eyes there.
Okay. So actually, here's the question: Question: which is worse recursion, Harmony AR Therapy or Rip Deal?
This is one of the situations. Oh, is GG's? Oh,
Yep.
I think that it has been used already. Divested Trust. Yeah, it has to be. Oh, you actually can't use it for the winning agenda? Is there a checkpoint in that?
I do not know.
No, apparently, yeah. That's really interesting. Yeah, it was turning into an interesting win condition situation, but rather just getting that nihilist stuff. Nihilist just sneaking it out there. And we might be still able to watch table 1 here.
Yeah, let's go see. No, table 1's already reported.
Oh, really?
This was
So it
table
would be table 3 left.
Table 3. You can try table 3.
And this might be the first round that actually goes more on the runner than the corporation.
Alright, we are clear to stream on table 3.
Alright.
Where we have the extreme matchup of Air Hand Security against...
what is this board state?
Artist.
What is this board state? Like... Authenticator balanced coverage. I was not expecting this.
I mean, it's like balanced coverage plus federal fundraising was supposed to be a combo, right?
Yeah, it is.
And with Air Enhance, it actually protects itself.
Yeah, that's actually like interesting. Like, I think DR's deck was kind of like more typical way that we see assets today, and this I think Tyrande has been playing super much of like NEA, so that could be influencing his decision process in making of this deck. Oh, a ping on HQ. Yeah, as I'm seeing out there.
Looking at archives, I've actually spotted a couple of other interesting includes for Tyrande. There's a daily quest in archives, as well as a pad campaign.
Daily quest in an asset spam deck?
Well, if they come and trash it, they get a tag.
Yeah, I guess so. Oh, and Amazing Amusements here just doing work. I think that might signal for the runner that there might be a second agenda in HQ though, if you res one.
Potentially, but it's also only one to res, and Tyrando's not hurting on econ.
Yeah, totally.
Like I think I res Amaze Museums there, even if there's 0 agendas in HQ.
Yeah, could be just like you just press it because you make the runner think that you have agendas there. Yeah, typically if you see something like that with different cards that trigger off successful steals,
Yep.
You
And I
kinda...
guess he's looking for the win here, I think, because
Yeah,
he
I
is
would
not
assume so.
clearing the tags this turn.
Yeah, I don't think you can clear
Which
the
means that
tags
the
here.
Oracle think tanks are going off on vacation
Oh, and
again, and
B1001!
the B1001.
And I think Augustus is basically going here 3 times, basically clearing tags for cheaper here.
This is just the cheapest method of clearing tags.
Yo, that's
So I think
sick.
at this point, we can read that there is in fact another agenda in HQ.
Yeah, I would assume so. Public health portal! Huh?
Okay, so Tyrande has a lot of money.
Yeah.
Like, a lot of money.
Yeah, and everything, like, I guess public health portal makes sense. It, like, reveals your top card of the deck, so you can balance coverage it.
There's an MCA austerity policy. What?
Yeah, and we're revealing that couple of times to get money.
This list is wild.
Yo, that's sick. Yeah, like, I remember like public health portal from like my first Hyobu deck basically, and never seen it after that, unless I'm like clearing out my binder.
What's a front company?
Yeah, like I think front company is
Okay.
really good here because it allows you to basically it's defense deep dive super well here.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and Runner going to 5 tags. Is Augustus
So
just going to
what
farm
Otto
through here
does is just-
4 times? Like B1001 is going to stop you again. Oh, and overclocking there.
realize that he does in fact need to get rid of this P1001 if he ever wants to get into HQ.
I'm wondering what was why did Augustus go to HQ first click? Maybe just like figure out if Tyrande is still willing to use the P1001. But now there's not enough credits to actually clear out the Bellona here.
Yeah. But there's still enough to steal a crypto, there's still enough to steal a freedom of
everything else.
information.
Spin Doctor just diluting the card pool on HQ?
That'd be my guess, yeah.
Oracle thinks like, oh no!
Okay, well I guess it's now gonna tag me.
Yeah, totally.
I
I'm
don't
just
think
wondering if
8 tags-
Tyrande has any way to actually to do something with tags.
So I mean, he can send these Oracle think tanks back, which is
Oh, that's
certainly
true.
appealing.
Yeah. Like you just shuffle those back and Augustus can Augustus has to steal the
Bellona. Has
yeah
to
with
be...
Bellona, which is so much harder to steal. Like comparing stealing a Bellona to stealing like normal agenda is like huge difference. But what do we actually see here? It just could be that Tyrande is going to push on server 10 as well. That's totally is an option here. Or if Tyrande has like tag punishment here, something like a self-growth program hurts pretty bad here.
Yeah, it's not. I mean, double end of the line's the tag punishment you want here, but it's...
Yeah, but you just don't have enough advancements.
Yeah.
Oh, but yeah, freedom of information. Yeah, say goodbye to your deep dive maybe, or diesel actually could be a better option.
Hit the diesel or the slap vandal.
Yeah, because you are already protected with the front company here.
Yeah. Yep.
And Tyrande is not missing any money here.
And also, there's 2 deep dives. Like, you get one of them, okay, they play the other one.
Yeah, totally. Second one!
Okay. That Anakim value gets you
Yeah.
the draw off the diesel.
Yeah, I guess we now know why Taran was kind of afraid of HQ access at earlier point of the game.
Yes.
So I think HQ is going to be pretty safe right now.
I think so.
I just wonder if Tyranid has ways to actually clear the last like agenda point here. Maybe a shipment from Vladimir could be an option here.
There was a shipment in archives. Also, the other option is you just shuffle back into Oracle think tanks and just keep jamming them behind some ice until they run out of money.
Yeah, that's Yeah, at least you have to steal 2 Oracle or score 2 Oracle Things tank to actually make anything happen. And loses both deep dives on the hits on front company. VSA can't be happy about that.
VSA is fine, honestly.
Yeah, I mean, it pays 1 for Tyrann. Yeah, it pays 2 for 1, basically. Or... Oh?
It realizes that this is still not the loan of money.
No, I mean that you...
You can just manually discard the correct card.
Yeah, I think Augustus was calculating the Bellona money, probably. So VSA already is kinda... Oh, Euler? Can you get through the last thing for cheap? But there is a spin doctor on table, so... And Starlight Knight is horrible here.
Yeah, but there's 3 face-down Bolognas in archives.
Yeah. Oh, Pelangi? Oh, Pelangi Euler! That's...
Pelangi Euler is a
completely
sick
free.
line.
Oh no! Yo, that's godlike. Break all 10 subroutines for 0 credits. Continues to run. Yes, spin doctor goes. And what do we see? Bit on
That has to be R&D.
Hydra!
Hydra! Oh dear.
What is this game?
I will say that was...
Oh, shipment from Bloody Zippers revealed?
Yeah.
Might be just GG here. Is there an agenda in hand? Is there something to sneak through?
That was still a really sweet line from Augustus.
Yeah, totally.
Honestly, with the Euler Pelangi to break the Starlit Knight.
Shipment? That's... Has the Bellona in hand as well. Oh. Yeah, the last couple of turns were sick here.
Mm-hmm. Oh, well, I think that wraps up the tournament.
Yeah, I think so. So it should be Actually, first round that runner won more games than the corporation here.
Yep. No, round 5 was 2-3.
Oh yeah, that was same. Yeah, totally. So it started balancing out a bit, but I think it was still a corp favorite.
It was still a corporate favorite overall, indeed.
Yeah. I'm not sure if people just got better as the day went on playing runner or more comfortable. Might be that in a new meta, corporation is kind of more like solved, so you kind of know your corp lines, but runner lines you have to think about them and know the opponent's deck a bit more. And I think last round was paired, so yeah, looks like our winner is Diara with 15 points, just losing one game on runner side. Second placing Gutsen, just 2 losses on runner side, just nearly or 1 win over Silent Arbiter, with both of those players being with Davestas Trust, bit of a different decks. Then Augustus Caesar, Tyrande, Soos, Luke Nukem, Warlock, and Ogbonian, and then Ernemist. Just like it was so really refreshing watching this like really interesting new format where like you can see just like stuff you never would see in a normal game.
But I am going to shout out Ogbonian for actually being tied for the best performing runner list at 2-1-0 with Dr. Nuka Warlock, tied with Deer's Class Act.
Oh yeah, that's true.
As the only 2 players that even managed to go 2-1 on their runner.
Yeah, like most people on like 9 points here. Just like Diara playing excellent game today. Just murdering people with the AR enhanced security here. Do you have any shoutouts left to give?
Not really.
Yeah, I would just like to shout out testrunning for running this OKORINA tournament, and I think it's Sanjay, the original developer of the OKORINA format. Like, I would really love to see more of these custom format things around. Yeah, I think that's it for today. Thanks everybody for watching the stream. Thanks Srantar for joining me. It's always so much easier to commentate with 2 person than 1.
Yes, it's always nice to have someone to bounce ideas off of.
Yeah, like it's
out pointless things with.
Yeah, get somebody to get hype with. So yeah, thanks everyone for also for watching, and you can get the last word in before I cut you off like every other time.
Oh, no, I think I'm good.
All right, yeah. See you everyone.
Yep.
All right.